What up? What up? What up? I should just go full Martin on y'all. What's up? I'm not going to though. That was half-assed. That don't count. But this is Rec League Podcast. My name is Randy Little. We creeping on a come up of 100 episodes. I'm kind of hype. I don't even know how big like the returning audience who comes back to check for us episode after episode after episode after damn episode really is. It's my little wrestling reference for y'all. Rung by damn rung. If you want to go one on one with the great one, I'm in a good mood, man. I just had my fantasy basketball draft. But I'm also in a good mood because this was a super fun episode. And I think 100 episodes is an achievement. Statistically, they say that most podcasts crash and burn, give up. Most creators give up after 5-10 episodes. We closing in on 10 times that amount. It's dope. And as I'm impatient, so it's dope that I stuck with this. I love chopping it up with my boys, with the regular panel, with the occasionals, with the Q&As I cook up. Man, I love this. I love this podcast. I love making this show for whoever gets something out of it. And that reminds me that leads me into theatrically over the past couple weeks. Amsterdam came out in the theater. What came out with Amsterdam? Lyle Crocodile. I didn't see either one of those because I have no interest in the crocodile, and Amsterdam didn't come to my theater. This past weekend, HalloweenEnds came out, the topic of this episode. This upcoming weekend, Black Adam, the newest DC Extended Universe release, as well as Ticket to Paradise, Julia Roberts, George Clooney reteaming, and I think that looks good. The weekend of the next episode, there's some trash ass horror movie, Pray for the Devil, some idiot horror movie, some idiot spiritual horror movie that uses religion as its platform to sell. Like they haven't made that movie a million times. Physical media, Blu-ray, DVD, the 4K, if that's your flavor. It looks like Night of the Living Dead got a 4K criterion. Those 4K Halloween sequel from Scream Factory came out. Scream 2 got a steelbook and a 4K. DC League of Super Pets. Picard, what is that, season 2? Marcel the Shell with Shoes On came out exclusively through A24. The Paper, the Replacement Killers got those bogus VHS packagings. Winning Time from HBO, that season of TV got a Blu-ray. Bel Air from Peacock got a Blu-ray. It looks like Mr. Mayor from NBC got a Blu-ray. This past Tuesday, Lost Highway got a 4K criterion. I see Kino Labor putting Indecent Proposal on 4K. Disturbing Behavior from MVD. Beast with Idris Elba came out. Getting into what I bought. The original Universal Monsters got 4Ks. Mortal Kombat Legends, the animated movie Snowblind, came out. Sweet Tooth is a DC show that was on Netflix and not HBO Max. Looks like that got a Blu-ray. Moving ahead to this upcoming Tuesday is such a burden on my pockets, cause Bullet Train is coming out. Looks like The Ring is getting a steelbook. I'm not getting that. The Ray Liotta No Escape is coming out, I think, through MVD. Maybe another company got the rights. Bodies is coming out. Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons is coming out. Fall, Orphan First Kill, The Flash Season 8, all getting Blu-rays. Some 4K in there. Paws of Fury, like the one big release that I'm not gonna buy. Legends of Tomorrow, the complete series. Easter Sunday. All this is this upcoming Tuesday. The Tuesday before the next episode is Nope and Titan Season 3. Like, very simple, moderately cheap as compared to this Tuesday. And The Invitation. That's the big release that week. And Breaking. John Boyega. Almost didn't see that. So yeah, some good stuff coming soon. When I come back, we'll be 5 deep. We'll be discussing the Halloween franchise, mainly reacting to Halloween Ends. Strike League. Alright. The Return. Y'all saw the episode title. It's Halloween 2. Because if I'm not mistaken, Nicholas, 52 weeks ago, just me and you practically did this exact same podcast after Halloween Kills.
I was feeling like we did. Like I was saying, that sounds fun. I feel like we've done that before, but I'll do it again.
Yeah. So
who cares?
Another one. But
yeah,
the panel is deeper. And before we get into the franchise that is Halloween, I'm blanking. So I'm glad 4 of y'all are here because I feel like some news broke. And it's like one, I kind of don't really care about Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross until Marvel says he's Thunderbolt Ross.
True.
But like, did a trailer drop?
Did we? Megan.
Magan. Magan.
Yep.
She's. What I will say about the Magan trailer is that she said everything but "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?"
That's pretty much the vibe I got.
Yeah. I love the Megan trailer. Like,
hey, she was gyrating
in front of Halloween.
That little thing, she was gyrating.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not
like,
gonna hold you.
Taylor's music.
It absolutely is very copycatish. It's very copycatish, but at the same time, that it looks like it's gonna be crazy. Like I'm actually excited for it. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'll probably see it because it's got the same writers as Malignant or whatever that all of y'all have vouched for and have basically said, watch it or I'll kill you.
I'm watching Malignant tonight.
Shout out Old Man Lawrence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably check it out. But that January release date doesn't give me a lot of hope.
It's like weird that we're in a time like 10 or so years ago, like if a movie like that had come out, you would just kind of assume it would be dumb. Like, oh, shit. Oh, that looks dumb. But
it's not so much the dump month as it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Now, I'm assuming, I'm like, the fact that they even made this movie, like, it'll probably be good. Like, there's probably going to be something to it. Like,
has Allison Williams been in anything since Get Out?
She was Peter Pan. That was probably before Get Out, though.
Was that a random episode of Girls?
She did like the NBC thing. She was Peter Pan. I don't know why I remember that. But.
I wish I could insert my Jeff Goldblum gif right now.
But you know the movie, it gives me two different vibes. Like it gives me the Chucky vibe because of the doll. I mean, you know, her being a doll is specific. But it also give me the y'all remember the movie Orphan?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Prequel just came out.
Watching the trailer, it kind of gives me the way the doll's going to interact and be. It kind of gives me that Orphan vibe. But then the fact that it is a doll, it gives me the Chucky vibe too. I'm actually kind of excited. I'm not going to lie. Because I feel like there's room right now for us to get another horror genre that's like new and fresh. And them, like that remake of the Chucky and that whole thing was like not it. So this is kind of like exciting me to see at least what they're gonna do with it.
This was like what I said when that Child's Play remake came out. Like I didn't hate it. I thought it was not bad, but it was like not Child's Play. Like I was like, it feels like this isn't a Chucky remake, but the concept is too similar for them to call it something else. And now it's like Megan just looks like that. Like I was like, oh, they should have put this episode.
He didn't even play Hide the Soul.
Yeah, like I was like, it's not Charles Lee Ray Chucky. It's a completely different thing, but it's just too similar. So I'm like, they were like, we're gonna do this again. This concept is good, but nobody saw the child's play.
Right.
And like Eric said in January, now, I mean, distributors see it as it's no longer like the dump month we knew what it was a couple of years ago. Like bad movie, just dump it in January.
I think
Now,
Split kind of
think-
changed the game.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say is Split changed the game because when they dumped it, people thinking, oh, it's just M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, people are gonna be intrigued because he's the director, but also Split killed it in that month because they had no competition. So I
Yeah.
think distributors now are seeing this is maybe a slightly above average movie that if we put it anywhere else, it'll do mediocre numbers. But if we dump it in January and there's no competition, we could rake in. And I think
Yeah.
that's what distributors are trying to do right now.
There have been a lot over the past few years, like Deadpool, Get Out, Black Panther, Creed.
February.
I remember Cloverfield came out in January.
Yeah.
There were a
Yeah.
ton. But the thing, I went and saw like my friends at the theater. It was like, oh hey, we're all here to see Cloverfield, and nobody else was seeing anything else because it was like it's that or like whatever Oscar movie is it.
Yeah, American Sniper, Lone Survivor. Yeah.
But this would be like
Gran
Megan
Torino.
versus Babylon.
Yeah.
I think there's something to it though. I think they said, you know what, Child's Play does work, and then the new show was out and it's doing well. It's great. I think that it's something to them being like, okay, the Child's Play thing do work. People do want that, and the Orphan did work. The first one, I don't know. I guess they made a second one not too long ago, and I didn't.
Like
I
a month
haven't seen
ago.
it. But that
Yeah.
first movie was crazy. The first Orphan movie was crazy.
Yeah, I love Orphan.
So I was like, I'm thinking there's something to it that it's like, okay, we can do something with kind of both, mix them. I think it's going to be crazy. I think the kills and the things that's going to happen in that movie are probably going to be crazier than what we've ever seen in Child's Play. I really
There's
do.
a saying, the best way to criticize a movie is to make a better movie. And that's, now I'm going to what kind of Nick was saying with the Child's Play remake of the artificial intelligent doll.
Right.
Yeah.
And because, and they don't seem to be, Megan doesn't seem to be taking itself too seriously.
Right.
No, bro.
And I
She
think
was
that's why
pop
it's gonna
locking,
be
bro.
fun.
Yeah.
I think that scene is gonna make sense. They definitely did that on purpose. I mean, here we are talking
mean-
about it. It's gonna make sense within the context of the movie, probably.
Isn't there a clip
Like-
where she's like dancing with the kid, and then like 30 seconds
Yeah.
later she was dancing by
Yeah.
herself? So they were having
Yeah, it's
fun.
creepy.
She
I
dancing
just
like
think that the kills are going to be crazy. I think that I think the movie, like the stuff, the ins and outs. I think Chucky, one of the things that made it work so well, especially in the '80s, is that it was simple. The doll, like it was simple. The kills were simple. It was right to the point. He was a slasher, right? I think with this one, I think this doll is going to legit be crazy though.
And
I think
all us
it's
little
gonna-
white kids had a My Buddy.
Yep.
up at this.
Moving on. Am I the
Okay.
only one that thought the house party trailer wasn't a total disaster? I was kind of into it.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched the trailer because it can't.
Fuck.
You sent it, but I was at work,
I didn't send that.
busy, and then like I just forgot. Like I didn't even post it. Like I forgot by the end of the night. I was like, shit.
It's
And then-
kind of Child's Play 2019. Like, it's not House Party Kid and Play, but it is a house party.
They're having a party.
Yeah.
At a house.
Yeah.
But it looks like Kid and Play are gonna make a cameo in it.
If they gave the cosign, fuck it.
You know, so it's like that's what I'm saying. Because I
So is
think
it
in the trailer you do see Kid in there, like a quick split second.
This
But
movie is going to be. I'm going to be the Debbie Downer of this. This movie's going to
No,
be
you're not.
corny and cheesy, and because they've done a lot of house party movies, and they've done house party movies without Kid and Play. With the thing that made
Omar
the
Young.
house party work was that it was Kid and Play. Let's just be honest. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's-
what
You don't
made it
like the
work,
Marcus
that it was Kid
Houston
and Play.
movie?
Stop it. But like.
I've only
They're
seen the
gonna-
first
so-
two.
And then the other thing too is it's going to be a generational movie.
Yeah.
Where
For sure.
the kids of this generation might love it, but us from our generation are probably going to hate it. because it's gonna be their music, it's
Yeah,
gonna be their subject matter, it's gonna be their social media stuff, it's gonna be
and
their stuff.
they're all so sensitive. The bullies aren't in it, guaranteed.
I think they'll have some bullies, but it'll look different. Everything's gonna, but that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a generational movie.
From
And
Halloween.
I agree with that because like it was we saw the trailer in front of before Halloween End started, and it was my wife, me, and my nephew. And my nephew's 18. He's like, I gotta watch this movie, and I lost brain cells watching this trailer. So it was like, at the end of the day, I was like, no.
And that's what kind of movie it's gonna be. Yep.
It's like
Y'all
Bring back
old.
at a real house party. It's like, okay, Grandma, get that.
Yep. It's gonna be a movie that says we're old. That's what it's gonna be. Exactly.
Mhm.
Fuck me then. I thought it was fun.
I
Yo, it's funny that Randy thinks it's fun because he's
Bro.
anti anything new.
He will tell you firsthand. You got to put a gun to my head to get me to listen to new hip hop.
Mm.
Or it's trash.
And that's my man. I've known him 20 years. If he co-signs, I'm still reluctant.
I'm sort of that way, but like not always. Like I specifically remember like seeing Spiral last year, and what was his name?
Oh yeah, didn't they make a song?
He did like the whole soundtrack, and like throughout the movie, I was like,
Oh man, what it was like 21 Savage or Little Baby or some shit.
yeah, 21 Savage. I was like,
What
this
is
is kind of. Don't tell anybody I said this.
Saw 10's coming
Yeah,
next year and we'll have
that's
no
us
accompanying
old.
soundtrack.
That's certified. We're old. Don't tell anybody I said this. If you have to say don't tell anyone I said this, then yeah, you're rebelling.
That's funny.
Don't tell the kids I was butt.
All right, there's
Not even that. Like some of the new hip hop, man. I need like a translator because I don't understand what they're saying. Half the
they just
time.
need to speak more clearly
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
as I go
We
get my
need to
prune
move on. This
juice.
is definitely us being old right now. We're being old.
As I go take my medicine and drink my prune juice. There's no smooth way to segue. So, do y'all want to start with Halloween Ends reactions, or do y'all want to start with a good movie?
Reactions.
No.
Cat's out of the bag. Let me see. Merritt, you the only one that I haven't really heard a reaction from, man. So start us off. What did you think of Halloween Ends? This is you're here because this is your favorite horror franchise.
All right. So I have two different thought processes about this movie. As Halloween Ends, ending the trilogy based on what we started in 2018. That set of three movies, right? Because I know it connects to the very first movie, whatever. But in this trilogy or whatever, as it being the third of these movies, I hated it. There's no punchline. I hated it as that, right?
Okay, I have a query. Gun to your head right now. Halloween Ends or Thor Ragnarok? Which one are you watching? Thor, Love and Thunder, Love and Thunder, Love and Thunder.
Ooh,
Which one am I watching?
Which one are you watching right now? And you have to watch it because there's a gun to your head. Halloween Ends or Thor, Love and Thunder.
Halloween Ends, and the reason why is because I didn't finish my thought yet. Because what I was saying as part of this as Halloween Ends, as the movie we thought we were going to get, what we were supposed to get based on a continuing going
trailers.
on story, I hated the movie. If this was just Halloween as its own movie, it wasn't a part of nothing in its own universe, and I watched this, I was entertained. You know what I mean? So I'm saying it like they put a thought process in our head
Yeah.
that Michael Myers wasn't specifically chasing anyone. He didn't kill for revenge. He didn't kill for love. He just killed, and if you got in his way, you was dead. And that was the thought process. He wasn't chasing Laurie. It was none of that. None of that. That's what they painted for the last since 2018, right? That he was just a killer with no remorse, no feelings, and all of that. That's what we got. They went and reversed so many things that we looked at Michael Myers as to do this new trilogy. Like they reversed the whole family affairs aspect of it. They reversed that he was actually chasing her. They reversed so much stuff, right? Just to come back in this movie and give him emotions, let him have remorse, want him to take on a partner, want revenge, or the person that he was training to be the new him only killed for revenge. Made no sense. You know what I mean? Like, now, if this was, okay, we're redoing the Halloween franchise, this is brand new, it's our first movie, and based on this, Michael Myers is getting old, we can't continue with him, he's gonna pass on this evil. If we're doing that, and he's passing it on to this kid, and this kid is learning or whatever, the thought process, the idea of that is not a horrible idea as its own new thing. But as finishing a franchise of something we already know, when you went back and reversed a bunch of stuff, yeah, this one kind of hurt. I hated it. I hated it.
The more I think about this movie, I dislike it so much that it's not even my favorite. Like, it was my favorite canon continuity until Ends, and now I think the H2O timeline is my favorite continuity. Even with Resurrection.
Yeah. That's because Resurrection is good.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Oh, please don't.
Rocket, spit something.
Trick or treat, motherfucker is only like a little cornier than the shit that happened in Ends, though. Like, in my opinion, like some of the stuff, like, you have something I want, and then he goes, just
yeah, bro,
Hunter, and walks out of the cave.
Granted, my man's was locked up for 40 years. Nobody was overpowering this dude until what we calling him, Bing Bong Jr.
Yeah, he looks like Richard Kind. Google
like fucking.
That's perfect. You got that.
Like this dude was just like I'm telling you, like he suplexed him and just took his mask. Like nobody's doing this to Michael Myers.
No. You know what makes me mad? What makes me mad is why didn't it continue from the night where he killed the daughter?
Yes.
And why did it continue from there? Like, why did they move forward and decide to make him an old man? Like, now Michael Myers is old, and then it was a dispute with, okay, so you're making it look like he's old and injured from the last run-in that he had going
4 years ago.
Right. So he's old and injured from that. He's old and injured from that. So, but it's 4 years later. Like, a lot of it just didn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like pure evil heals in 4 years. They got you give pure evil 4 years to heal. I feel like he's gonna be back stronger than ever.
Like,
Halloween. Not only that though. Like, when he's in that tunnel sewer system, the bomb that's right there. He said when he's killed before. You could tell when he killed, he like rejuvenated. So you're gonna tell me in 4 years that was his only kill? When he started, that makes no sense. Like, some of this stuff made no sense.
Killing rats, shit to eat. Like, those little rats were like, oh, I'm Tyler. I'm like, all of kills. It was like he got his ass like kicked at the end of the 2008.
And then they spent since 2018 telling us that he's just a man, that he's not spiritual, and then this movie built a whole narrative about the spiritual evil, him
supernatural,
him being able to see through the kid's eyes and see how evil he actually can be.
What's his name? Like Corey? Bruh. Didn't it feel when he initially chokes Corey? Doesn't it feel like he like saw Corey kill the kid and like they like had some kind of like mental transference and
it was like game recognizing kids.
But wasn't this stuff? I feel like this movie was paying homage and was repeating a lot of, wasn't it the third movie, Michael Myers 3, where he was like
Michael Myers. This is.
Well, it ain't the third one because he went in that one.
Yeah, like the proper
movie where was it the movie where he was where it was like all about the spiritual thing and he was
that's the Curse of Michael Myers. Curse of Michael Myers.
6.
It might have been Curse, and I felt like this movie had a lot of that nonsense in it.
Yeah, I think all of that is speaking to and this speaks to the poor execution of the movie, is I think they're trying to be figurative when they're talking about how the idea of Michael Myers is making people crazy. I don't think anything's supposed to be spiritual or supernatural. More so the idea, and when he reach out and chokes Corey, he sees. It's just like the old man saying, and the guy saying in the movie, when I saw him, he was different. I think that they see that he is evil. He has some type of evil in him. I don't think they mean spiritually, just figurative. But the movie does such a horrible job explaining. So here we are all over the place trying to dissect it.
That would have made perfect sense to me if he would have saw Corey being bullied, and he would have like saw his reactions and stuff like that.
Like Laurie did.
But Michael Myers was in a tunnel. He chokes Corey, and then sees into the way the movie portrays it, sees into his soul that he could take on a mantle. So it felt spiritual to me. It felt like he was passing him the evil. And I felt like they did the whole tunnel fight with him taking a match on Michael Myers as like a Michael Myers not really trying, but like seeing if he was like worthy to take it. That's what it felt like based on the movie. You know what I mean?
And I mean, my whole thing about it is this, and I agree. When he was choking Corey in the tunnel and he saw through his eyes, I'm like, you know, he was supposed to be depending on what timeline. 1 minute he's not a man. Now he's supernatural. So when he saw through his eyes, I'm like, maybe they're taking that together and he's passing his soul into him. That's how I saw it. So what drives me nuts is the guy, I don't care what timeline you follow, which is your favorite time, he's been shot, he's been stabbed, he's been burnt, he's been all this, and yet Corey's gonna suplex him like he's in the WWE and take his mask? Are you kidding me?
That's what I mean by execution. They don't seem, what y'all saying could definitely be, but then that stuff happens. It doesn't make any. It's like they literally couldn't decide which way to go.
It's like all the people defending it, like however you look at it, is like, oh, he saw him. It was like game recognized game. He saw that he was evil.
Yeah, that's what I'm right.
How was he evil? Like he killed the kid by accident.
Yeah.
Good opening thing caught your attention. Like whoa. But he killed it very much an accident. We spend the first half of the movie telling you this dude's trying to live his life, and like the people in the town. It's like, okay, if like I went with the concept of like Michael Myers is gone and now the town needs a new monster.
Yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that. I don't love it. It's not the direction I would have gone, but I can deal with that. But that's like not it. It's like his stepdad is super nice to him for whatever reason. Laurie is really nice to him for whatever reason. Laurie's granddaughter, who's like a 10, is at this dude, like pouring herself on this guy.
She went head over heels for this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
I have a statement and a question.
What's good?
I have a statement and a question. First of all, this wasn't Halloween Ends, right? Because the Halloween Ends means the end of an era, right?
The last 15 minutes of it was.
No, even that.
It was lukewarm, lackluster, but that's what we wanted.
But the first 45 minutes of the movie, you hardly even saw Michael Myers, right?
It was like The Dark Knight Rises.
So in this movie, right, I say that this movie is not Halloween Ends because Halloween Ends would have meant that it closed the loop on like everything that they gave us from the first movie coming up to now. This movie wasn't that. This movie was like two ideas. This was like, hey, we got a love story, but we don't really have an ending for it. And then them saying, okay, then we have the ending for Michael Myers, but we don't really have a rest of the movie. Let's blend those two. That's literally what this was, right?
No, that's what they advertise. Like if their office is wondering why it's so mixed response, it's like, whether we loved it or hated it. Like maybe I went in and loved it, but it wasn't what I expected. It's like, that's not what you marketed this as.
Yeah.
Like, every trailer was just the kitchen fight. Every poster was just Laurie and Michael, or just Michael.
So my question is this. Is this not the ending? Is this not, like, I know it's called Halloween Ends, but something tells me, for whatever reason, that this actually wasn't the end of this series. It's still going to continue.
I'll take this.
That's what I'm talking.
The owners of the franchise like contractually tell every studio whatever that Michael can't die. So Laurie might be done. Jamie Lee Curtis is definitely done. But whether it's 5, 10, 15 years from now, we'll get more Halloween.
Yeah. So it would be Akkad who own the rights to So the thing is even more complicated than that. He can supposedly die in any given self-contained trilogy. Like there's so many different timelines, like the zombie and now this one. There is going to be another movie with Michael Myers in it, but it is not going to be related to this. And if what I've heard is correct, this is contractually the last movie.
Yeah, Blumhouse is done.
Yeah, with Blumhouse and being distributed by Universal. So I hear what you're saying, Merrick. It ain't what we want, but it's going to be the end of this storyline as far as that goes, from Halloween 78 to Halloween Ends.
2024, bring Corey back, and we can have like Michael Goes to Hell.
They've done what every other timeline has done. They started out great and ended bad. If we
all of them.
I mean, I can see
that's a shame.
All of them.
Yeah.
Every timeline.
And I agree with Merritt too. It's like I feel like they went back. Like if I'll say this, if they were going to do what John Carpenter wanted this franchise to truly be, remember it's supposed to be an anthology franchise. I feel like if take Michael Myers out of it, and if you had Corey wear that Halloween, that mask, that clown mask he was wearing at that dance,
Scarecrow,
and he became the Scarecrow. Okay, that mask, and if he would have became the killer, I could have seen this as a great Halloween type movie, anthology wise.
Just not Halloween Ends.
Just not Halloween Ends, or it would have been a decent to maybe solid Halloween type movie, and he's just, remember, the guy killed a kid by accident. And what did they say? A year after 2018 and 2019 is what they said. Who wouldn't change if you're being bullied by a town for 3 years? You're not going to become nice and then still be nice. Your demeanor's going to change. Your attitude's going to change. Your disposition towards people are going to change. You're not going to, you're going to have everybody's against you. So you're not going to be, like when the dad pulled up to him and said, I wanted to, make my wife think that they were wrong, and I looked into his eyes and he was the same.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. Yeah,
who would be the same person? I know.
And that's what Michael Myers saw, and I don't think it was spiritual. It's just
exactly. So I think if this would have just been a Halloween / and then a different title, but an anthology type style movie, it would have worked.
And that's what
But this is Halloween Ends. Everybody wants to see Laurie Strode against Michael Myers. Yes, we got them the last 15, 20 minutes, which probably what saved the movie in my eyes, even though I think it was not that great.
The blackest eyes.
But if that's the case, it was like they had too many storylines and they didn't know which way they wanted to go. Because at one point, I was like, Corey's going to take the mantle. He's going to become, he's obsessed now that he saw him in the sewer. He's going to become obsessed with him.
But then he died, and didn't nobody give a fuck.
Anticlimactic ending to a character So here's the thing, kind of interesting thing that Merritt brought up about, he was talking about reversing in the whole series, the things we know to be the sibling thing and all of that. So here's the fact of the matter is there was only ever supposed to be Halloween 1978.
Yep.
And then money came into play. We mentioned this in the chat before.
Money talks, like Charlie Sheen.
Oh yeah, money talks. Money's nice. John Carpenter has went on record saying he regrets the sibling idea, but he said he didn't know any other way to put it in Halloween 2 because he wrote the story for Halloween 2.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it did work.
That's how we, for years and years until, 2018 Halloween, that we've known this series, that Laurie was Michael's sister, right?
Yep.
Eric, you old. In 1981, did they hate it?
Shut up. No, and they, like I mentioned the execution, like that nurse, random ass nurse is gonna know before Dr. Loomis because she told him.
Sense. Yep.
But it for the rest of the series it works. And but yeah, it was only supposed to be, and I think John Carpenter came back. They asked him back. I think he accepted to come back because he's executive producer and composer to try to at least be part of that wrong that he felt was a wrong that they righted, that they're not siblings.
But I thought that his original idea was that Michael Myers, like the Halloween franchise was always supposed to continue or whatever. But
and as an anthology,
But the idea was Michael Myers was going to be one story of Halloween, and then every time the new Halloween movie, it was just going to be a different.
Yeah, that's an anthology.
Right?
That's an anthology thing.
So I think that what I think was that they tried Blumhouse or whatever. They tried to make all of that stuff happen, but they tried to do it at the wrong time. Right?
Yeah.
Also, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride wrote a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
People that are defending Ends are bringing that up. Like, they're like, it's clearly an homage to Halloween 3. And in 10 years, we're going to be appreciating this way. I'm like, no, we're not.
The only homage to Halloween 3 is the blue title card. That's it.
Yeah. The only reason Halloween 3 was a failure is because of poor marketing. They put Halloween in the title. Everybody thought Michael Myers was going to be in it. It just should have been called Season of the Witch.
Facts.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing is, that's what the anthology series was. Like you said, Michael Myers was a one-off. 1978, boom, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But like Eric said, money talks. He made a sequel.
Yeah, the slashers were coming up and getting big. So in 81.
In 81, so that ended those two movies. Okay, that was its own entity. Yeah. That's why when Season of the Witch started, that was supposed to be the start of the anthology series.
Right.
But because people assume Halloween, everybody's thinking Jamie
Right.
Lee.
Because Michael Myers was dead. Dr. Loomis
he was dead.
At the end of Halloween 2.
That was it. But then, like you said, bad marketing for Season of the Witch, because everybody now was clamoring, where's Michael Myers? Where's this? Where's that? Now, looking back at it, it's a cult favorite. It's a cult classic. Because now people understand.
Yeah, it was underappreciated.
It was underappreciated. Exactly. But that's why when Halloween 4 came out, I mean...
They put it in the damn title, The Return of Michael Myers.
I mean, that's the thing is nobody knew at the time when they have an iconic character. It was just created back then. And now clamoring for it, me, even as John Carpenter, would be like, man, Halloween 3 failed. I need, money's money. Let's bring him back. You know what I mean? And that's what they did.
Yo, I got a secret to tell y'all before we hit this first break. Halloween 3 was the first movie to ever scare Eric. Yo, so Eric reacted to my announcement off wax.
Uh-oh.
So you were terrified of Tom Atkins screaming into the phone, "Don't lie."
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Like, that's. Do y'all remember the ending? I don't know. Y'all binged the movie. Like, geez, come on, stop it. That's me watching a Tyler Perry movie. Stop it.
And that's crazy, though. You
Hallelujah.
would think out of all people, they would have brought at least Tom Atkins in for a little cameo or something.
Yeah, I've been seeing that around. Like, y'all should have. He probably turned it down on.
Yeah, this script sucks.
Well, they read the script and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like, who, Corey?
Yeah, they probably was like, hey Tom, you want to play Corey's dad in one scene? Fuck you.
Somebody had an idea. Well, no, Ben Tramer's dead. They say he should play Ben Tramer.
Ben Tramer, oh my.
He died in Halloween 2, though.
Yeah, that's what I just right when I said it.
Brett's like Michael Myers.
I was talking, I think, Merritt, I was talking to you when I was watching that shit, right? Like, why did he turn around when Loomis and Brackett approached him? And why did he's walking dressed like Michael Myers for some weird-ass reason. They don't, say Michael. They don't say Ben. He just, goes the other way. It was just like, oh, shit, the cops. And then gets T-boned by the car.
Yep.
Yeah. Or, incinerate.
Right.
Is it him?
Yep. You know what?
Yeah, that shit just blew up.
That was part of my problem with the new movie again as well.
Uh-oh.
Is you know how we've always had like the Michael Myers walk and everybody else run, but he catches him, just like Jason. And we
Yeah.
always had the he can just kind of he's somewhere and then he just disappears or whatever. But it always felt normal, like it always felt like
Yeah.
part of him. And in this new movie, it felt magical, like they made it seem magical. Like the kid by like was sitting out there or whatever. Then they played some like kind of if I'm not gonna say it was magical music, but they played music like where it felt magical that he did it. You know what I mean? Like they wanted it like emphasize that he did that same thing or whatever. And I was like, man, they kind of made that seem like it's magic.
My man's is
he's not in that
standing
same
next
spot.
to a bush.
Well, the thing is this though too is I think they forced a lot of concepts into this one. Like, for example, the original Lonnie. Best line is Donald Pleasant saying, "Lonnie, get your ass
Get
away."
your
from
ass
me."
away from there.
Yeah, and yet now Lonnie's getting in this movie. They flash back. He's getting picked on or bullied. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
I felt like Danny McBride, David Gordon Green. They were like, "See, look, this is connected to the first one." Like,
Yeah.
the way I see it is, we're not dumb as an audience. Treat us as we're smart. We get it.
Hey, Rocket, can I,
What they
can
get in
I
Kills.
interrupt you?
Yeah.
So, I ran into a person the other day who watched Halloween Kills. They said they didn't like it because there were too many flashbacks from the original movie. They thought the flashbacks in Halloween Kill was actual footage from the original Halloween.
There's like
So to say the audience is dumb now, most of us
Okay.
The
There's always
prelude,
one. There's always one.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry.
the
Yeah,
prelude in Halloween
but it's
Kills
true,
is damn near the best part.
Yeah,
But
the
that's the thing
flashbacks
is-
are awesome.
Like I said in the thread too, like I saw Halloween Kills. The kills were fantastic. They were
Yeah.
sick. But I
Delivered
will
on
say
the
this,
title.
The movie overall, Michael C. Hall as Tommy Doyle. Too bad they couldn't bring back the original Tommy Doyle.
Oh, Anthony
You know what I
Michael
mean?
Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, but Evil Dies Tonight. Like they had if it was a drinking game, you would have been drunk before half the time. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right, it's like
Evil
if-
Dies.
Twitter
if they would've
watching
been
Twitter watching my bad. Twitter watching Halloween Kills didn't want to look themselves in the mirror. Is what that was.
But
that's
that's
I,
what-
coming out of Kills. I thought Kills was better than the 2018 one. Like 2018 to me was very good, but like my expectations were a little high because people were like, finally another great Michael movie, and I was like, it was a good Michael movie.
Yeah.
It didn't touch the original, which to
No.
me, like
yeah.
y'all said, like the original is just like the all time, and I'm like,
It's my favorite
it
horror
was
movie ever.
good. Yeah, like it was good. I don't know if it was as good as like H2O, but it was good. Like as a follow up, it was definitely a Michael movie. And like to me, Kills, it like delivered on the like Halloween Kills was such a hard title. Like, I was
This-
like,
Yeah.
dude,
Michael in these two movies, 18 and Kills, was more fucking brutal than ever in the franchise, and I loved
I
it.
agree.
like Zombie was
That's
watching.
why Kills was the better Kills of the three.
Yes.
Kills was the best movie. The first movie, if you're a diehard Halloween Michael Myers fan, the first movie made you feel good about where we were going. It gave
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
But
I
let me
feel
tell
about
you
the
this. So you mean the first, as in the 2018 one,
18.
right?
2018, yeah. I
So
talked
check
about
this
it.
out. I think one of the best scenes in any Michael Myers movie is I think it was a oneer done in one take is when he's walking through the neighborhood, going into the houses
The tracking shot.
and killing the people.
Yes.
This is what Michael Myers is supposed to be. No motive, no reasoning.
Yep.
He's just killing machine. And I think that's one of the greatest scenes. And a lot of people didn't notice. A lot of people only noticed the Halloween Kills, the black couple, the nurse and the doctor.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
where the scene starts when she forgot her keys or something.
Yeah.
And then he goes and leaves them alone and start going into the houses. I think that's one of the best scenes in any of the
Yeah.
movies.
I didn't notice that this year because I hadn't, watched it since I watched Kills last year, and they were characters in the movie. I was like, oh shit! And
Yeah,
like,
they were
there's
there.
lots of little things like that in these three movies that you kind of like think about. It's like the beginning of Ends, which again they tease you a little bit, but they don't live up to it. Like the beginning of Ends,
Yeah.
she narrating like the town is consumed by evil, and you see the woman has hung herself in the tree. That was the kid's mom from, like, remember the chubby kid from 2018 who got hung on the. That was his mom hanging in the tree. She was wearing his little devil costume.
That's a good look.
Makes sense. Okay.
Oh, I saw somebody post it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that is she's wearing his costume." It's little things like that they sprinkled out that I think were really cool.
Yeah.
But it's like that's it though. Like that's all. After the 2018 events, the town went to shit, and this kid killed a little child, and it was shitty. But 4 years later, we're fine. And it's like, this town is by evil. It's like, well, no, it's not. Everybody seems to be doing fine. And I'm like, for 40 years, Lori has lived out in the woods like Rambo. She had one night 40 years ago. She had one really shitty night, which really, like, she barely even got hurt in the original Halloween. Like, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Survived.
They showed her scar.
Yeah, like, she survived 40 years ago when she was a child. Now, she's lived in the woods for years. It ruined her life, ruined her relationship with her daughter, ruined her marriage. It ruined everything. That been like Michael Myers, for whatever reason, is going to come back. No, I have no proof of this. I have no, I don't even know if he wants to come back. I have no proof. 40 years she sat out of the woods and was like, and everybody looked at her like she was nuts. Now he actually does come back. And she can be like, I told you so, na 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 boo boo, which she kind of does. And he decimates the entire town of Haddonfield.
Not na 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 boo boo, though.
He kills everybody in Haddonfield, including her daughter and her son-in-law and her granddaughter's boyfriend, her granddaughter's friends, all her, like Tommy Doyle, Sheriff Brackett. He kills everybody. But now,
time to buy a house.
She's fine. Like, now she's like, I have moved on.
Yeah.
Time to write my memoirs.
I'm like, you did hit him at the end of Kills.
Show my tits and throw pumpkin on the floor.
And she's like, now I'm moving back to Haddonfield.
Yeah,
why? Why now? Pick your granddaughter, please. Like,
I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now. My family, I'm Latin. Latin people don't mess around with that. Something happens in the town, we moving out. That's pretty much it.
That's
My
common
parents-
sense.
She's not only is she living there, like, thriving in the town. Even wouldn't you, like, she's making jack-o'-lanterns and shit, and she's got Halloween decorations. Like, wouldn't you not? Like, say, like, your whole family got killed on Christmas. Like, that would probably ruin Christmas for you. Like, you'd be like, you know what, I don't feel like celebrating with the tree and all that. So, like, she's putting up webs and lantern. I'm like, no. I don't believe. Maybe she wants to move on. Like, oh, fine. But I'm like, what? That's something like no one is talking about in like this
Right.
thing.
Yo,
But you know what, Nick? I'm gonna add another thing to it. I'm gonna use the word to describe that. Like, from kills to ends, a lot of things are very jarring. So that, and also, one thing is, how many people did Michael Myers kill in Halloween Ends?
73.
Plethora. He killed the whole town.
A
No,
smorgasbord.
Halloween Ends, not kills,
Ends,
not kills.
not kills.
Ends.
One.
Oh,
One person.
He had one legit kill. He killed the
Corey.
one that we saw.
the cop.
Right.
The creeper cop guy.
No.
He killed the girl.
He killed the nurse. He killed the nurse.
The nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he killed the doctor, but we didn't see it, right?
No, that was Corey.
Yeah, that was Corey.
Corey killed the doctor. He killed the nurse. I think that's the
He
only
killed the
kill.
homeless person. He killed the nurse.
Corey was the homeless guy.
No, Corey was a homeless guy.
Yeah, Corey was
Yeah.
Nick Castle.
He killed the homeless dude, and nothing happened. There were zero consequences to
After
that.
he got
And bro,
choked.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Corey. No, not the homeless dude. The knucklehead from the bar.
That's what I'm saying. The cop.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the
That
cop.
was
Cop.
like-
Yeah, sorry, Randy.
Yeah.
that
And
was
also three. And he finished Corey off. So we counting that. Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
Corey was already
Yeah.
dying.
he did
Yeah,
what?
so.
That was a mercy kill.
So
Yeah.
2.5. We going right.
Right.
Yep, 2.5.
All right. Halloween kills. You know how many people Michael killed?
That many in the first 10
The
seconds.
whole
He killed 29 people.
Right. Yep.
Well, that opening scene with the firefighters,
Yeah.
man, that right there.
You might
Yeah, in the first 10 minutes, he killed 8 people.
Yeah.
you might
You
look
know,
at titles of the movies and like get them confused. Like this was the curse and this was the revenge of Michael Myers. But if you look at the title, it's like which one was Halloween Kills?
Yeah.
Absolutely remember that's the one where he came out of the burning, killed all the firemen, like within 5 minutes. Like he killed everybody.
What do y'all think about because everybody who did a kill count for
Crap.
Halloween Kills, they have to take away 1 kill because of the older woman who got stabbed in the neck with the Florette. What do y'all think about her?
Another scene didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I buy that she lived. I was like, okay. It was like, oh wow, oh she didn't die.
That's how I was.
Or died.
Oh.
Yeah, the black lady, Randy, from
Yeah.
the first one, he got stabbed in the neck.
Yeah,
The neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor.
The neighbor. She lives in the woods in seclusion, but her
Yeah,
neighbor.
then automatically they got a neighbor.
Yeah.
When he kills.
Michael
That
walked
scene
a mile to the nearest house, and that's Laurie's neighbor.
Like it's good scene, like her walking out the grocery store and the lady was like, "What are you laughing at? Like, what'd you buy at the store?" It was a good scene, but it didn't make sense because, like, what the hell is she talking about? She was like, "You antagonized that man.
Yeah.
And look what he did," and I'm like, "No, she didn't.
Yeah,
She was,
what the hell are you talking about?
what are you talking? Like, this doesn't
Yeah.
make sense." There were a lot of little things like that. It was like, what are you talking about? She antagonized. She didn't even live there until like now.
One of my
And
personal
if-
things that I wish I would have got to see and find out as a fan in the 2018. How did the bus wreck? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted.
Yeah,
Merrick, I was about to speak. Merrick, I was about to speak on that, brother. Check
Like,
it out.
It was like, oh, we gotta let Michael Myers go. How are we gonna do it? Oh, let's wreck the bus.
But you
How
know
did
what?
the bus wreck?
Well, the kid's
I'll
into
tell you,
dancing.
I'm gonna tell you. So there's little remnants of the original screenplay still left in the theatrical movie of 2018.
Right.
And I think the studio didn't like that it would have kind of made Laurie a little antagonistic. So they started filming with this original script where Laurie caused the accident.
Would have made more sense.
Yeah.
That would have been great to have in the movie.
And then at the last minute, they told me you got to turn that around to make it seem like just a legitimate accident. So Laurie wanted Michael so bad that she technically broke him out.
That little things like that they could have gone back and filmed, it would have made the "you antagonized man" line.
Yeah, they were doing it, but the studio they got cold feet about it.
It would have made the whole evil is consuming you thing make sense that they didn't really touch on until this movie. Like that's defending ends.
Because they even because they even showed her like pull up to the prison when the bus was pulling off, right?
Yeah.
She was sitting outside watching him get on the bus.
Yeah, that was part. I would assume they filmed that while they were still filming that original script.
She just does like Dragon Ball scream, and then like, and then she shows up to the rest drunk already. I thought like 2018 was like good, but it's not like great to me. It's like every time
Dude, I really like 18. I'm sorry, like 18 is my favorite of the three.
I love 18. It's just not better than Kill.
The only thing that's dumb about 18 is the doctor, New Loomis, putting on the mask, doing his thing. That shit's stupid. But everything else I love about that movie.
Ooh, she said.
I will say this. I will say this. What John Carpenter was great at was suspense.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, if you go rewatch the original,
original's perfect.
The original's perfect. There is no killing. I mean, yes, okay. There's a scene in the beginning where he takes the what is it, the garage guy, the guy with the.
But it's off screen.
It's off screen. You don't see. So that's technically his. Besides him killing his sister at the age of 6,
that's the
his
second
first kill. But that's the second kill. But you don't see it. Okay. Him as Michael Myers, the killing don't start with only like 25 minutes left in the film. Yeah. The suspense of him showing up here, popping up there, him following people.
The tension and the score.
Exactly.
A perfect is like tension set, like atmospheric, like
exactly.
He's not killing you,
but that's why when this movie first started, the first 15 to 20 minutes, the first scene of this movie, I had already kind of seen on Twitter people not liking the movie, right? I had already kind of seen it, but I didn't know why. The first 10 or 15 minutes going into the movie, I had high hopes. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this first scene is incredible
bro.
because of the suspense, because of how it was built up. Like Michael Myers wasn't even really there, and the whole time I was waiting for him to come and kill them. And
Exactly.
he wasn't even there, and that the suspense of that and the buildup of that, and then how it played out. I was like, oh, if this movie's like this, then we got something.
I didn't start to check out until Michael chokes Corey, and it felt like the evil was transferring or whatever stupid shit they weren't clear about.
Where it's like,
Well, I agree.
like, is this happening? Like, is this going where I think it's going? And then it was like the hotel scene with like the doctor and the nurse, where they actually did the Batman and Robin. Like,
Yeah.
I was, oh no, fucking way. Yeah. But I was like, well, okay, maybe that's this. Maybe he's old and he needs this young guy, like Freddy versus Jason. Like, he needs this dude's help.
Is he Corey Kelly?
And they didn't even do that. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
He just died on the floor, huh?
Well, the thing that doesn't get me either is like he drags him into the tunnel. Corey drags Corey in, leaves him there. Corey wakes up, and then he decides to strangle him. But the funny thing is, every time Corey would go in, they would like wrestle each other. I'm like, this makes no sense because
I don't think they could have. I think they were trying to get across that Michael was weak, that he was starving.
Bro voluntarily went back into the sewer.
Yeah.
I was like, is this dude feeding Michael? Is he like bringing Michael scraps and carcasses and shit?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is when, like you said, with that cop who followed Corey, brought him there. Michael stabs him. You could see him like his body shaking because he's rejuvenating after the kill. That's why he kept on stabbing him and stabbing him and stabbing him.
Now I took that as him that he was tired. So the total opposite, like he was out of breath or something. That's what it kind of looked like to me.
And to me, I took it as he got his rejuvenated.
Corey was having an orgasm.
He's missed it.
But Michael Myers, the real Michael Myers, as what they was representing to us from 2018, Michael Myers at full strength would have just killed Corey too. He would
absolutely.
If he was feeling like he got his powers back or whatever, because he was supposed to be emotionless, like he was supposed to be just a killing machine. And in that sense, even if he did use Corey to get somebody originally, once he felt like he had any type of power back,
Corey was dead.
He would have killed him. Like it would have been a wrap. But didn't he do the whole? Didn't back in the day, little Jamie, the little girl or whatever, look at his eyes or whatever, and got the power of evil inside of her and kill at the end of the movie or whatever? Didn't that happen?
Got the power.
They were going that direction at the end.
Yeah, that was like a Halloween 4
direction.
cliffhanger that 5 never capitalized off of.
But that's what this felt like. That's what this felt like.
This was exactly as dumb as that. Like, as much people as like people dunk on the sequels, you know, this was as dumb as that to me. I was like, this is like another sequel that they would have done to any movie like in the 80s and 90s. Like, and in this, it's a little partner. It's like, oh, okay. In this one, Andy goes to military school. Like, we're just writing down, like, this one, Jason's not the killer. It's some guy. It like, everyone has a sequel. To me, this was just like that. Like, maybe they something deeper. But, like, I didn't get it. Like, I
love Child Play 3, though.
Because Halloween 5, I mean...
Yes, Merritt knows.
I love Halloween 3.
Merritt knows.
What child is that? Child's Play 3.
That's what I put on. I put on Letterboxd. I put on Letterboxd that the writers felt like they were doing something so artistically clever that the audience would just fall in love with it, and they fucking face planted.
So which movie?
Ends. Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
It's like, and people are saying your expectations need to be in check. I was like, look, we weren't expecting Return of the King. Like, we weren't expecting something to be amazing. Return of the Jedi, something like that. But we wanted closure. We were promised closure when they brought us the 2000.
After 2 very good installments, and you call it Ends, what are we supposed to expect?
There has never been, in movie history, there's never been more of a slam dunk than this. Never. Like, if you think to any franchise, whatever you want, there's never been more of a slam dunk than this. All we have to do is
No.
build up Laurie and Michael Myers, let
That's
them
it.
fight for 30 minutes, chase each other for 30 minutes, and somebody dies.
Yeah.
Show
Even
some
if
boobs.
So,
Laurie
yeah,
would have been the
it's-
one to die, we would have still been happy. If Michael
Yeah.
Myers would have lived on and Laurie would have died, we still would have been happy. All we
Yeah.
wanted, it was never. This was the easiest story
Yep.
ever.
Like you said, it's dropping the Super Bowl winning catch pass, missing
Right.
the alley.
Yeah, this was the
Jordan.
Seahawks at the goal
Nothing was
line.
never more easier than this.
Nope.
Why did the
Yeah.
trailers said maybe he'll die if I dies? That wasn't in the movie.
It wasn't.
Come and get me, motherfucker, was never in the movie.
Movie,
Holy crap.
the whole shit wasn't the movie, and like they knew. It's like I said, like it makes me mad. It makes me. I feel like a like
Yeah.
fire brimstone like preacher. They knew that that's
They do.
they knew that that was the poster for the movie, and
Yep.
all it says was ends because they knew our expectation. Like,
Yeah,
they knew. Like they cannot be shocked that people are like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm not mad people are liking it. Like it's like you're allowed to
I
like,
am.
like
I'm
but
mad. I am.
you knew.
nah. They Hulk in Wakanda us. They Hulk
Yeah.
in Wakanda us.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm
Yeah.
mad that people like it, and I'm mad that we got the movie we got specifically because of what we just talked about. There has never been in movie history an easier slam dunk than that.
It's
Ever.
like
Yeah.
I said
Ever.
about like
Even if you would have just let Michael and Laurie chase each other and it was the only
Right.
two people in the movie,
Yeah.
an hour and 30 minutes, nobody would have complained. That's all we wanted. This was the easiest thing ever.
My
that's what I said.
theory
It was a
is,
totally different movie.
I have a theory. So they were supposed to, not even back to back. I heard they were supposed to film Kills and Ends simultaneously,
Right.
and then the studio delayed Ends for a reason. And
COVID.
during because of COVID, during that time, I'm thinking, what was the original story? Because I can't see them filming Kills and this story
Nah,
back to back or
No way. It doesn't
simultaneously.
make any sense.
especially with the time jump.
no way
Like
that they
Yeah.
had. All,
me and Eric were talking about the 4-year time gap a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's
why would they? But what I don't understand is you wrote this as a 3-movie story, right?
No,
Right.
So you wrote the 3-movie
Doesn't-
story.
that's not what it
Why-
feels like.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. When they wrote this, even if there was a postponement for COVID and whatever, what made you veer from what you?
Yeah.
They knew they
just
were
got
making
super
3 movies.
ambitious and
I
we
don't think
gotta subvert expectations.
I don't think they
No.
wrote all 3 together. There's no way, but they knew they were
Nah.
doing 3 movies, and the delay was more than enough time to make sure the story was crispy.
Right.
I understand
Well,
that.
the-
But one thing is this: they were supposed to record them together, right?
Originally,
They said they were gonna.
Yeah.
they were gonna
At
shoot
least
the
the
last 2
second and the
movies
third
together.
one.
So they had to, even if they didn't have a complete story written out, they had an idea. They had to,
Right.
if they were going to record them together, because that means they would.
Right. That's my point. Like, what the
Right.
hell?
Yeah,
What
So,
happened?
after
so in that postponement, I think that they did what normal people do when, like, you ever, like, I don't know, like if you ever
Normal
write
people.
raps or if you write stories or if you write a poem, anybody that writes anything or have an idea for anything, right? When you write something, the original time that you write something, you like it in that moment that you wrote it, right? Then if you wait and you go back and read it again, you start changing stuff. Or you start saying, oh, that's not good enough.
She literally did it in the movie. Kept deleting.
yeah,
Right. So, and I feel like it was one of those things where it's like the ending that we wanted, they had it, but the more success that came with the first 2 movies, the more time lapse, the more they kept back and be like, oh no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna. And I think they started changing stuff, and they changed it all the way to this. Which is-
Yeah, and probably the divisive reaction, even though it was success to Kills, made them go a different direction.
yeah.
it felt like they filmed it in the year since Kills came out because Kills reaction mixed. To
No, yeah, they
negative.
definitely did.
Yeah,
They,
I know they did. Yeah,
they did.
it
Yeah,
felt like they wrote it and made it and did all that. Like it felt like Kills. The reaction was like mixed to negative, and a lot of people were saying like it's just more. Like, it's just another one. It's just more people running up the stairs instead of running out the door. And I was like, okay,
Right. They had to get
It's,
that thought.
it's insulting.
so what? Like, it was still felt like where they should have gone with it. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
same Halloween night later on. This should have been the same night or like the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro.
That's
If,
why I
if
think
this is human Michael Myers, no other elements affecting who he is. Halloween Ends should have been November 1st, 2018.
Yeah. And like,
And if it
had been the 2018 movie, I'm not saying I would have loved it, but it at least would have been like, this is where we're going with this storyline. Michael fell off the balcony. I shot him. And
6
he fell,
times I
and
shot
we-
him.
It's like, okay, fine. And it's like, he lives in the sewer. He meets a kid. A kid reminds him of what it's like to be alive. And then Michael comes back and goes on a tree. Like, okay, over the course of 3 movies,
I can dig that.
this kid becomes evil, and by Halloween Ends, that proves further how it has affected the town. I'm like, okay, maybe I can buy that. But it's like we had one movie that's this, a second movie that's this, and then this movie is that.
Dude, it's the 3-headed dragon where 2 of them are badasses and 1 is like goofy.
But like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing this thing where they're saying Jamie Lee Curtis was amazing in this movie and what they did with her was amazing. And that's also part of my problem because I feel like not only did they weaken and make Michael Myers less significant in this movie, but they also did the same thing to her. And I don't
And
think
the
people are pointing
granddaughter.
that out because people are so angry about Michael Myers that they're not addressing that Laurie should have been way more pissed that her daughter got killed, bro.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
her daughter
But that
got
kind of
killed,
goes to what Nick was talking about earlier.
right.
Of Halloween Kills, it's just an extended ending. I feel like we've talked about it on here before, but basically, I like the theatrical ending. It was one of my favorite parts of Kills because it was like, oh my god, and if she's in the hospital, doesn't know what's going on, they kill the daughter, and it's over. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my.
It's over. Yep.
The extended edition kills the daughter. Laurie's phone rings. It's her daughter.
Yeah.
She just hear Michael breathing on the phone. And instead of reacting like scared or whatever, she doesn't even react. She goes, "I'm coming for you, Michael." And then she
Yeah.
slow motion walks down the hallway. And I'm like, she didn't pay off on that at all. Like, she slow motion
Yeah.
walked the hallway to
But
go
they
right.
have it right there.
Like,
Keep
yeah,
that scene in the movie. The third movie is just the rest.
it writes
Them
itself.
hunting him down in the
It's
30-minute fight.
Exactly.
Easiest
Right.
slam dunk in movie history.
She didn't leave the
thing
damn
is-
hospital and this
No.
shit kills.
Well, the funny thing about it too is, like, I agree with all of you. Like, they should have continued as one big night because look, he gets beaten by the town. They beat him with bats, kick him, whatever.
A pitchfork and an
Now,
iron.
Ends,
Somebody had an
pretty
iron.
much, right? Now,
so
if
weird.
they continue it from the scene where he kills the daughter, which was I think was stupid. You're in front of everybody. You got police and all that. What makes you want to go upstairs by yourself? Makes no sense.
Like,
But she gets killed. He's weakened. Now you have Laurie go after him. Now it's more attainable,
fight.
reasonable. He is weakened. Now this
Right.
is her opportunity to
Yeah.
end it.
And
Right.
That
you
makes
have,
more
and you have
sense.
stakes because she's
yes.
also
Exactly.
injured.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Judy Greer is dope.
Exactly.
I enjoy her in most of what I see her in. But yeah, killing her should have made Halloween Ends that much more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
like
flashing your
real, like-
tits and carving out a pumpkin.
And my thing is this:
Thanks,
is he's
Danny.
hurt. You're gonna tell me his wounds didn't heal for 4 years?
Bro took a
that-
pitchfork
that
to the
makes
back.
No sense.
Right,
So
and,
like-
and that's the thing too. He would have been easy. He would have been easier to kill. It would have made sense that she won in the end
Yep.
if it's that same night. It made sense. And
Exactly.
not only that, but even in the continuance, which is trash, that they did 4 years, you would have thought Laurie and the granddaughter, whose mom and dad was killed, would
And her
have cared
friends.
about nothing else except killing Michael Myers. Like,
Yep.
fuck a
But
relationship.
no, let's fall in love with a guy with Michael Myers like tendencies.
No, yeah, they dumbed her down to shit because the first she was like, you know, it was kind of a thing, like her coming to terms with it. It was like Judy Greer was like trying to move past like the way she was raised by her mom, and she didn't want to pass that down to her daughter. And her daughter wants a relationship with her grandma and her mother, and it's like those first two movies are her really coming to terms with like what it means to be Laurie Strode's granddaughter in the town of. And maybe I'm looking too far into it, but like I took that as like, you know, they are developing her as this strong character.
Yeah.
The actor's
Gonna
really
be
good.
yeah.
And this was nothing. Like she works at like a dentist office or wherever the fuck she was working, in a hospital, and like she's like just drooling all over this dude who was like offering up nothing, like in the way of flirting back or even being
slam dunk in movie history. Bro, listen, honestly,
Corey,
this
you know what
movie,
your problem
we
is?
could have wrote this movie.
You have no game.
We could have wrote this movie because simply, honestly, what was just supposed to happen, and I could say this in 45 seconds. What was supposed to happen was Laurie fights Michael Myers one-on-one. It goes a long time, and she dies. She
12
gets
rounds.
killed, and then the granddaughter kills Michael Myers. That's all that was supposed to happen. That was
Would have
what
loved
was
it.
supposed to happen. And that's the end of the movie. That was it.
But it could have ended the same way, like with the town, you know, passing him around,
Making
like the
hamburger.
Yeah, they could have done that, but Laurie should have died. She should have put up a good fight with Michael, satisfying fight with Michael.
Because that's what the trailer said. Maybe he'll die if I die.
She dies, and then the granddaughter gets her one-on-one, and she ends it. That's what's supposed to happen.
Will Patton and Omar Dorsey leading the townspeople like, we are evil dies tonight.
Omar Dorsey with his one scene.
Yeah, Omar Dorsey showed up for the one thing. His name was in the credits and everything.
Oh, it does tonight.
I don't know. I don't like. It's not my least favorite Halloween movie, but I was shocked when I gave it like its low rating, and I looked at all the other ones. I was like, damn, this is about to be low.
Yeah.
But like this is what sucks about it, and this is from the same thing I said initially when y'all asked me to give my thoughts. If you take Jamie Lee Curtis out, you take the granddaughter out, you take those original characters out, right? You take them out. It's not a continuous story. It's a standalone Halloween movie with its own story. If you do it that way, and this is not connected to nothing, and I watched this, I'd have been like, not bad. I kind of like it, right? It's because we're so invested. We have a storyline already going. We expect things to happen that we hate it as much as we do.
And there's like an expectation, and all the people that like it, so many people are like, it's your expectations of what are too high, and I'm like, expectations weren't really that high. I was just, HalloweenEnds needs to pay off versus what we got, and it didn't do that almost at all.
There's just those Twitter people out there that love to go against the majority. That's it.
Like, it's fine if you like it, but like, and that's another thing. It's like people are like, it's a whole thing. It's like people are liking it, people are hating it, and the people that are liking it are so much more vocal than the people that are hating it. Like the people that are hating are like, dude, HalloweenEnds suck. Fuck that.
That's
movie.
it.
That are liking are writing these long diatribes about everything they like immediately in defense mode. And somebody's like, that movie was shit from a butt. They're like, you don't have to attack me because I enjoy some art is subjective and all this stuff. And it's like, nobody's attacking you. You like a shitty movie. Like, just own it. Like, the movie sucked. Its Rotten Tomatoes score sucked. Like, everybody, like, it sucks. Like, its audience score sucks. It's not a good movie. Like, you like a movie that is generally not accepted as good. That's not a crime. But it's like, nobody's attacking you by saying that it sucks. Because it sucked. Like, it's not, I'm as big a Halloween fan as anybody. It's like, my expectations, I feel like we're in check. I wasn't, like I said, I was not expecting Return of the Jedi. I was just expecting it to put a bow.
What the trailer sold.
What the trailer, it's like, Michael Myers is the poster. There's the one poster of him and Jamie Lee Curtis, and like every other poster is just him holding a knife. Like he barely did that in this movie.
This wasn't even Laurie and Michael Myers' movie.
No.
And
Corey.
All right, so question.
And Laurie.
Was this movie based on what we got from 2018? I'm still calling it the trilogy. This last,
that's what a lot of people are calling it. Yeah.
Is this a bigger letdown, or was the Rob Zombie first movie to second movie a bigger letdown?
Rob Zombie.
I like the
Yeah, Nick will vouch for that Halloween 2, but it's close. It's close. Let's break and then talk about that shit. All right. Merritt had prior obligations, so we back to the original Four Horsemen of the Halloween Ends bashing. But Merritt brought up the point: Halloween Ends or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 a bigger letdown? See, like, to me, I'm gonna paint y'all a story. I was living in Indy. I had separated from the military. While I was in the military, me and my girl, my wife now, my girl at the time, we loved Rob Zombie's first Halloween. So she flew to Indy specifically so we could see the sequel together. And neither of us liked it. And yeah, this I give Rob Zombie's sequel a lower score, but disappointment level is pretty even.
My expectation for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was nothing. Like I didn't love. Most people didn't love Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. It was a hit. Of course, it was a hit.
I vouched for horror remakes in our bad movies episode.
Yeah, yes. But like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, like whatever. This I wanted Ends to be a something, and it was like. Like it might be the disappointing movie of all of them.
My credit is that Rob Zombie did what I feel like all four writers for Halloween Ends were trying to do. Rob Zombie did the psychological, let's make it something different than you've seen before, like it or not. He succeeded. True, yeah. He made his art. This was a crash and burn.
Yeah, I think if I've ever had an issue with Rob Zombie's movies, were that like the best thing up until that point about the original Halloween was that you knew everything you really needed to know about Michael because of Dr. Loomis. He said he was like, I spent 10 years or whatever he says, like trying to reach him, and then I spent the rest of those years trying to keep him locked away because he was just nothing but evil. And I'm like, that's cool to me.
Yeah. And
like brother sister thing, it's like, like you said, they had to have a reason he would chase her to the hospital. They had to have a reason, and that's as good a reason as any. But like the original Halloween, it's like, yeah, they over-explain the kid thing, almost like they beat it to a pulp. Like, what if he killed cats and then he graduated to like killing his bullies? And what if his stepdad was a piece of shit and he loved his baby sister for whatever reason? And like, what if he talked? And what if he, walked around wearing masks and all that? And it's too much. But as an entertainment, it, like Randy just said, it is something like Rob Zombie didn't try to remake the original Halloween. They were like, we want Rob Zombie's Halloween. And that's like, if he made that day, it would be the same movie. Like, he wouldn't have been like, maybe I could have scaled back.
So, Nick, speaking of that, I got to ask y'all. So we all saw Rob Zombie's first Halloween in theaters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Here we go with
twice.
That. And so Halloween's escape in the theatrical version is when he beats up the guards and escapes, correct?
Did Danny Trejo dirty.
Yeah, and that. So, anybody see the unrated version of Rob Zombie's Halloween when his escape was different?
Probably.
No. I feel like I have the director's cut.
All right, so this one is different, and the two orderlies, they bring a young lady into Michael Myers' cell, and then they start to brutally assault her.
Yeah. That's what I just watched.
And then he kills them and escapes that way. You never seen that, Rocket?
I have the director's cut, and I never seen that. No, I gotta check out the director's cut.
I thought that was theatrical.
No, that was the
that's like
because the theatrical. One of the others hard to find now. I forget which one it is.
It's got to be
I think it's the theatrical cut. That makes sense. Yeah.
I watched the one that's in the Shout box set.
Yeah, but it's the most that assault scene is the most Rob Zombie assault scene.
Yeah.
Like, good God.
It is uncomfortable.
It's like the whole movie, it's so Rob Zombie. It was definitely not like director for hire, like who's a hot name right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Michael's walking around trick-or-treating and shit, and like Thin Lizzy's playing in the background. Like, it's 100% like Rob Zombie. His mom's a stripper for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And there's so much about it that is good. I just, like, to me, like, his first one ranks kind of low because of, like, it's like I'm so mixed on it. Like, when I talk, like I'm doing now, it's like it's like I don't love knowing everything about Michael's life. But at the same time, that's the more entertaining part of the movie.
I know why that is. Because you've never tried to pass a beast in peace.
Yes. I'm Joe Grizzly.
I'm Joe Grizzly.
Yeah. Like, it's good. And it's aged pretty well. It's not like when you watch it, it's like, oh, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not the worst one at all. And I think Halloween 2 works better because he's not like, there are things that he adhere to the original Halloween with the remake. Whether he wanted to or not, and a lot of those things simply work better in John Carpenter's more minimalist movie.
Yeah.
Like, it did the whole, like, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. That works better with the guy who stands and is in your house when you don't want to. Rob Zombie was not really like that. Like, he walked in, like, he was kicking down doors and shit and hulking over people and, you know, grabbing them, slamming them and doing all that shit. And it was good, but it was like, he didn't do that as a little child. Like, where did he into
that rage come from?
Triple H, like, all of a sudden. Like,
and Tyler Mane was a former wrestler. It was just funny.
Yeah.
Like, like when he walks in, it's like, oh, you're not surviving this guy at all. Like, that's why I think Halloween 2, he didn't have to do that as much. Like, it's not a direct remake Halloween 2. And he, to his credit, it's way more character driven than the first one. It
and what did I say? It is definitely Rob Zombie's movies, and that's why I think it's a better movie and I like it better.
It is. It's time to grow up.
No, dude, it's too unsettlingly aggressively hateful for me.
Oh,
it is.
It's fun. These are fun. But, like, the acting is so good. Like, this is one of Brad Dourif's, like, best.
Oh, yeah, when he finds,
Really, but yeah, like, the whole last, like, 20 minutes of Halloween 2 is so, like, the whole showdown, and, like, Loomis finally shows up, and he's like, I owe you this, and he runs in the house, and, like, Brad Dourif's freaking out. He's, like, screaming at the other cops, and, like, that's nuts. Like, to me, like, that ending of his Halloween 2 is, like, top 3 Halloween endings.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
The white horse shit is stupid.
Thank you.
It's only a loophole to fit his wife, because Sherry Moon Zombie has to be in every Rob Zombie movie. It's dumb.
But, like, knowing the kid from the first movie and, like, the relationship he had with his mom, and, like, the fact that, like, maybe he spent most of his life in this hospital, and, like, that might have made him a little loop.
If he didn't learn from calling Will Smith the asshole, then he ain't never gonna learn.
And that little kid being like, Myers?
I'll take this right now. When I was watching it, I was like, this is out there. When I saw the white horse, I don't do drugs. I thought I was on drugs. And I was like, what is this?
And it's like Michael is mentally disturbed. And I think like there's an argument to be made with like Rob Zombie's movie. It's like he might be more mentally disturbed having spent all that time in the hospital than he would have been as a kid if he'd have just like not grown up the way he grew up. So like he's latching on to like the only like pure thing he ever had in his life, which was like his relationship with his mom. I'm not saying good, like I'm not saying it's smart, but it's something. To me, it makes more sense than this Halloween Ends. He sees the evil in his eyes, and the town is corrupted. Shit.
It's clear what Rob Zombie was trying to do.
I'm not saying it was a slant, but I can see what he was going for with it.
Yeah,
so
you can see it.
When I I saw that scene, I thought I was disturbed when I saw that scene. So I was like, oh man,
it's good. It gets in your soul. And it's dirty and it's gross and it's not fun. And I think people do want a level of fun with their Michael Myers movies. And his movie, neither of his movies are fun, at all.
No, I agree with that.
I think that's why a lot when they watch it, they're like, nope. I remember the first time I watched it, I didn't see it in the theater. Like, I just kind of slept on it and, like, watched it on Showtime or something. And I didn't care. Like, I was like, whatever.
His movies are very visceral. You know what I mean? They're very visceral.
Yeah.
Really faded to it. I was like, fuck. Like, it was like, God, I felt like that movie beat me up. Like, that movie kicked my... And in the years since, like, I've watched it a few more times, and, like, I really, like, I feel like one of those, like, you guys just didn't get it. Like, I really got Halloween.
Here's another, I like Rob Zombie's swerve in this Halloween 2 with the hospital.
Yeah. Have to be in a hospital, but he gave us a hospital.
And it was ended up being a dream sequence or whatever.
Was it a dream sequence?
Yeah.
Like for sure, 100%, or was it?
Now that depends on which version of the movie you watch. It's going back to that thing again. But no, I think it was definitely a dream sequence.
I mean, probably. But even if whether it is or isn't, I just think the movie still works. I think everybody is like what's her name that plays Lori? I think her performance is great. Danielle Harris act as her friend. I think she's really, really good. Even though she's like 10 years older than she should be.
Right.
He doesn't look 10 years. He looks fine.
Oh, before you forget, how many...
she do look fine.
How many Oscar winners has Michael Myers killed in his... Because Octavia Spencer, dream sequence or not, he killed the shit out of her.
Sure.
And like Randy's saying about the visceralness of the violence, and he was
bro.
I'm like, dang.
And like, it works for me when I watch Ian and like cutting people. You hear him like, ugh. Like it works. Like, as the remake, if it was Halloween 7, Michael Myers again, like I might be like, I don't love the direction that they're going. But it's like a remake as a new thing. I'm like, this works for me. That's why Halloween Ends is not supposed to be a new thing. It's supposed to be Halloween Ends. And it's not Halloween Ends. That's not but whatever. Well, none of them are as good as H2O.
Yeah. I have H2O ranked 5th.
I got some.
I got it ranked 4th.
I got it ranked 2nd.
Where the hell do I have it ranked?
Cool.
Yeah, hey, Eric, right quick, Mr. Sigmund, within your list, since you decided to play by your own rules, where do you rank Season of the Witch?
Oh, I don't, because it's not a Michael Myers movie.
As a Halloween movie, fool.
It's a Halloween movie. I pit of the fool. All right, Season of the Witch. It's not on Letterboxd, so it will be 14 movies.
It is on Letterboxd, fool.
Versions. I mean, I know. It's not on my list. I'm saying on Letterboxd.
Oh, yeah.
But I put both versions of Halloween 6 on my list.
Played by his own rules.
I watched the produced cut for the first time last year, and I still was like, this is still the worst.
Oh, it's still a bad movie.
Which one?
It's a slightly better movie than the theatrical version.
We're not talking about the incest. We're not talking about incest, Michael Myers.
To answer Randy's, I'm gonna do another list. To do that later today. I'll probably put Halloween Season of the Witch right before Halloween. No, Halloween 2018.
Yeah, I got it ranked a little above too. Like, to me, it's it just would have been better, like, had it not called Halloween, had it just been season.
As the first movie that ever scared Eric Sigmund.
But H2O, I got ranked number 2 out of my list as is.
It's the best sequel of all of them.
That's
my top 5. My top 5 is the original, and then the original Halloween 2.
Yes.
Then I get the 2018.
Yes.
The 2018 Halloween. Then I have H2O, and then 5 is Season of the Witch.
You went off the rails.
I'll do Halloween 2. Like, if you like Halloween 2 more as a sequel, like, I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the original Halloween 2 is my second favorite.
H2O, I'm not saying it's like, but it's such a logical follow-up, especially now having what we have.
Yeah.
And being dumped with what we have. It has made H2O better to me, which, like, I've loved it since I was a kid. Like, now when I go back, I'm like, it makes so much more sense. Like, she want to move on with her life. It would kind of find her life and traumatize her. But I feel like, just based on what happened, like, 20 years later, she would have moved on. She had a child.
Yeah, she'd still be haunted by it.
Yeah. She has changed her name. She had a child. She's starting a new life. She's like the dean of this college or high school or whatever it was. And I'm like, I buy that like 100%. Pretty much, she cut her hair. She had that sexy little short haircut. I buy it. She's not who her name is, and he still finds her because that's her brother, and like that's his thing. He's fucked in the head. He's chasing his sister. It's not Shakespeare, but like I buy it. This, she's sitting in the woods for 40 years, waiting, watching and waiting. I'm like, for what? He's locked up.
See, my thing is this is with this new trilogy, if they wanted to make canon, like, I think they should have kept the original Halloween 2 canon. But I understand why they didn't. I understand why, because he burned up. Okay, if that's the case, the next reasonable option would have been H2O.
That also had Halloween 2 canon.
Exactly.
It's all canon through, like, people say H2O ignores the other ones. And I'm like, well, yeah. But, like, it's okay to ignore those. Most people do. Like, Resurrection screwed up. You can't terminate or Dark Fate it because Resurrection is a direct follow-up to H2O. And to just follow up H2O, you would have to again explain that ending.
Yeah.
And I think, to Resurrection's credit, I buy the explanation. It's kind of stupid, but it's like, fuck it. He put his costume on and then walked out.
So let's talk about that. I think Randy brought up earlier about the certain contracts that the Akkads had in place. I think the original Akkad, Mustafa Akkad, was still alive at that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he had they had written, supposedly they filmed that beginning scene while they filmed H2O and hung on to it in case they wanted to make a sequel.
I think I heard
the reveal or whatever.
It's
What's
smart.
up, Nick?
I'm just saying, like, that's good. They didn't do that.
And so let's talk numbers just before we get out of here. And I made a joke about this. What's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis got paid.
Bruh.
She got paid $5 million for Halloween H2O.
In '98, that's
Halloween
a good payday.
Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection. And here's the numbers. She got paid $3.1 million.
Damn.
3.1 million.
Check it out.
What's up?
They was doing Curse. Danielle Harris wanted to play Jamie. And they was like, nah, bro, you die early on. We not giving you that cash.
Yeah.
They paid Jamie Lee Curtis that shit for the same situation.
No. Okay. Let's go story time with that one. So what's her name? To play the original Jamie?
Danielle Harris.
So she was still at the age, she wasn't 18 yet when she wanted to come back for Halloween 6.
She got emancipated.
Yeah. And then they turned her down anyway.
That sucks.
Because she spent money for the legal proceedings to get emancipated. And
she wouldn't
wanted
even
them
have
to
made back.
reimburse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted I'm like, man, y'all bogus.
Dimension.
But anywho. But yeah, so screen time.
Weinstein's, honestly. Weinstein's was owning that shit.
Yeah.
Weinstein. That
Trash.
movie
So
still.
this right. Now what is this? I'm gonna read this. I know y'all be interested. You like numbers. Jamie Lee Curtis, her screen time, 32 minutes in the original Halloween, 21 minutes in Halloween 2, 31 minutes in Halloween H2O, 4 minutes and 47 seconds for Resurrection.
And again, they knew they put her in marketing and on the poster and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm printing that as a kid and being like.
But this gets more interesting. The new trilogy, Halloween 2018, 19 minutes.
Oh shit.
19 minutes and 21 seconds. Halloween Kills, 10 minutes,
I was
7
about to say
seconds.
something real low.
Halloween Ends, 29 minutes, 51 seconds. She got paid $3 million for 4 minutes in Resurrection.
Damn.
We are in the wrong business.
Oh, yeah.
I like, to Resurrection's credit, I like the beginning of Resurrection, even still when I watch it. I'm like, this is a pretty cool follow-up to H2O, and up until her stabbing, it's all pretty good. It's like, oh shit, he came to the hospital again. And then it's like, swerve. It's almost like Ends. Like, it's like complete swerve, like, no, you thought this was this. Nah, this is that. And he's like going to his house. And I'm like, I'll give it some credit for like trying something new and like trying to keep it modern, and it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But like,
hey, did we discuss no, sorry, go ahead, Nick.
No, just that like Resurrection is something. And when it came out, I was 12, and so
Wow.
I was like, well, I'm gonna watch this 85 times. And
What year did Resurrection come out?
02.
Yeah.
It came out 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
I rank Resurrection over 5 Curse and Zombie sequel. And I only put Ends one spot above that.
I definitely have a Curse.
Please.
Curse was terrible.
Curse
Is
sucks.
boring. Curse. The biggest thing about Curse is that it's fucking boring. Even Ends, as it is, and as much as I want to rail off on Ends, I will give it. It was not boring at all. It held my attention, if for only because I was like, please go back to what I was wanting from.
And hey. We can't mention Curse without mentioning Ant-Man.
Yeah, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd now, the Paul Rudd of now
Paul
still
Thomas
can't say
Rudd.
that movie.
Paul Rudd sucks in Korea. Like, he's not good in that role.
He's awkward. Like,
knowing how
He was a-
funny he is, it's
He
almost
was
like
a Paul Rudd yet.
no.
like he was like, I was only a kid when I saw him. Why are you talking like this? This sucks.
Yeah.
And like the producer's cut is maybe like a smidge better.
Yeah. Just a smidge, you see.
So much of it is so weird, like all the culty stuff at the end when they're like doing the sacrifice
Yeah.
and they're all standing around, and then it's just Michael Myers standing there in his
He's just chilling in the cut.
like play a video like Tony Hawk or something where you make your own character, and then it goes to a cut scene and your character is standing there wearing like
Yeah.
and
That's
like
a perfect example.
or like
Didn't he play Tommy Doyle? Paul
Yeah.
Rudd was playing Tommy Doyle, right?
Yeah.
it's like Kingdom Hearts, like when something like you ever played Kingdom Hearts,
That's a
Yeah.
good game. That's a good game.
something serious is happening and Goofy is just standing in the background. Like
Now I got two.
Y'all know I hate the
Everyone-
Thorn trilogy.
I got
everybody-
two pieces of Now go ahead.
Like in full mask, like I'm like, why would you be here in your jumpsuit? Like, it's so goofy.
So let me tell you about Halloween, the original Halloween 2 and Halloween Curse of Michael Myers, theatrical version.
We don't compare the two.
No, they have something really cool that's the same that's in common. So Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, God, we got to keep saying that. So remember when there's a kid like with a cowboy hat on with a big boombox on his shoulder?
Yeah, he bumps into him. Yeah, he bumps into Michael and he keeps walking. Yep.
So Michael Myers is played by Dick Warlock in Halloween 2. And the kid he bumps into is his son in real life.
Good.
Interesting.
And Halloween 6, theatrical version, when he's killing all the doctors and the lights is flashing.
Yeah.
And he's chasing him down a corridor, and then one of the doctors get out and he's chasing him too. So Michael Myers is played by A. Michael Lerner, and he's chasing the doctor who's his father in real life.
That must have been a fun scene.
The actor who's playing the doctor is A. Michael Lerner's father.
I thought am I thinking of a different movie? I thought Michael the guy that played Michael in 6 was the guy
Wilbur, yes.
Played him in 4.
So the scene where he's killing the doctors was a reshoot for the theatrical version, and George P. Wilbur wasn't available. So that's A. Michael Lerner in that scene. Notice how he's notably slimmer than Michael Myers through the rest of that movie.
Yeah,
George P. Wilbur got kind of a little beer belly going on in Curse of Michael Myers.
Sig, Eric, man, Michael need a nutritionist as much as his body shape be changing up.
That's the only thing I give Kurt over like the other sequels before it is like Michael looks kind of cool in Curse. Like the mask is a little less like goofy, at least from my memory when I watch it.
I love the poster for Curse. The mask looks really dope on the poster.
Like best poster. And like when he first shows up in Curse, there's something dope about it. Like the simplicity of like he just walks up like behind the chick, like there's like the light.
Boom, yeah.
Like walks up and is like, fuck you. Like there's something cool about that. And like there's kind of like a style, like, you know, they're in the hospitals and all that stuff, like it's real dimly lit with like the lights. Like there's something cool about that.
Dude, like
it's like a 2, but it's mostly for the
Curse came out at a really weird time where like Freddy, Jason, Chucky had all like fizzled out and it was pre-Scream.
I was like, we're gonna do another one. It was like
it's right there in the middle when
Yeah, I said like Curse is not as bad as like Freddy's Dead.
No.
Or Jason,
or Jason Goes to Hell.
Like
Jason was trash.
Those are pretty like big swings and a miss, and Curse is like another one that like isn't good.
Initially though, like Michael chokes Corey. They share memories or whatever, and I thought, is this Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah, fuck.
That scene,
I hate it.
Speaks to how troublesome that we all have like 3 or 4 different interpretations of what the hell was going on. That's how poorly, whatever the hell they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, it feels like he grabbed him and was like,
"Yeah, your soul is mine."
Yeah,
that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
What was going on? And I didn't like that. Like watching the movie, I was like, what the hell was that? What just happened? He kills everyone in the world, but like this dude, like sitting in the store and gets back in the crack. Like what? Like what are we doing?
But you know what? We'll get the answers. I mean, it'll come out, and Danny McBride or somebody. Yeah, the studio said, like or something. It's just how jarring differently it is from the first 2.
Give it a couple weeks. Give it a couple weeks, and David Gordon Green and Danny McBride will put their Billy Eichner on and blame fans or the studio or something.
No, but probably not really, because the movie is
it made
40
40
million, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, it did 40?
It's a hit, technically.
Yeah.
That's less than they were expecting.
Yeah, I read they expected like 50.
Yeah.
Put it like
but
this.
They'll say Peacock made up for it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like,
did y'all see the statement? No, go ahead, Rocket.
the same date, date release on Peacock and at the theater, that ain't helping your movie out any more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's why go to the movie theater when I can just watch it at home?
Yeah, Christopher Landon, Happy Death Day movies, and the Freaky directors spoke out about the day and date releases, and he had a word to say, a negative word to say about it.
And now they not gonna greenlight Happy Death Day 3.
Man, oh yeah, Universal, shit,
Fuckers.
And there's these fuckers. It's these fuckers.
Yeah.
At least fine. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, like, day and date for this movie just seems really stupid. But I said that last year.
Dude, Jamie Lee Curtis put out this video like claiming that it worked last year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
so here it is, a tweet from Landon. Here's a tweet, and I quote, "Ooh, I feel another rant coming on. Today it's the day and date release strategy for Halloween Ends. Stop doing this, please. It doesn't work." All periods behind all those words.
Bro,
Studios, stop
that's
gambling
studio,
with stop gambling with filmmakers and their movies and try to prop up your fledgling streaming service.
Dog,
stop it.
That's the same studio that's dropped your last 3 movies, dog. Like, go walk in the office and say something to them.
But what's y'all take on that? The day and date stuff.
If like y'all know me in a small town, if it's in the theater, I'm going. I'm only staying home and streaming if I absolutely must.
It kind of depends. I mean, like, yeah, it is convenient. It's Peacock is not really convenient for me then, because with my digital cable service, which I don't in the room that I typically watch things in, all I have to do is say it into my remote, and it comes up. I don't have to pay anything extra for Peacock. But in a room where I do not have my cable box, I can't do that. And to make, like, your account or whatever, like, it doesn't work the same way. So it doesn't really help me. But that being said, it depends. Like, a movie like Halloween, it's like I want to see in the theater. I want to see. I bought the ticket for this movie without even thinking. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be on Peacock. Fuck that. Like, I was like, I'm seeing it Thursday night at 5 o'clock. Like, I'm gonna see Peacock.
The closing chapter of 2 good movies. Like, this is an event.
Yeah. Like, maybe like I saw Honk for Jesus. I watched that on Peacock. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, it's right here. I want to watch it. It's here on Friday, free now. I'll watch that on Peacock. Maybe that's why that movie didn't do that well. But
and my thing is this about the day and date too is I have the basic version of Peacock. It's a free app, whatever. If you want to see this movie, you either have to get the higher tier of Peacock or you pay to watch the movie. Now, say all of us live in the same vicinity. I could easily be like, all right, guys, come on over. We're going to watch it at this time. I pay for it. That's 4 of us watching it where they just lost out on tickets.
That's why Disney, everybody was like, why are they making their movies $20? Like, they've got to make, if y'all are insisting on watching it at home, they've got to make some money off of Mulan, Raya and the Dragon, like these movies that cost how many millions and millions of dollars to make, and to put it on Peacock for nothing extra is insane to me.
That's what I'm saying. It's like say it costs $20 just watching on Peacock. All of us get together. They made $20, but a total of 4 people watched it when they could have made 80. That's why it makes no sense to me.
It stopping me from being at home and like recording it somehow, like on my phone or something like that. Yeah. And then just my, sister or whatever, they're like, hey, now you don't even have to watch it on Penis Cock. You can watch it.
On that note, last break. All right. First of all, I want one answer from this question, and then we gonna move on to something else that's in my head right quick. Bigger fleece mismarketing, the trailer for Halloween Ends, or the masks on the posters for 4, 5, 6. Rocket?
Halloween Ends.
Eric?
Halloween Ends.
Nicholas?
Yeah, Ends. Because, like, I don't know.
Because although Halloween 4, the mask on that poster is not the mask in the movie, I like the mask in Halloween 4. It's bizarre looking, but it adds
like
to the freakiness of the mystique.
It's like an egg with eye holes.
Yeah, it looks weird. I give you that, but
It blows me away. Like the struggling they went through to just have the same looking mask.
oh my god.
One mask.
Because that's my segue. That's my segue into talking about masks in the whole franchise before we break out.
Okay.
There's a video with Tommy Lee Wallace making the mask in like 10 minutes. It looked exactly like the original. Yet these $1 million damn special effect companies. But anyway, I'm sorry, Randy. Go ahead.
Nah, keep going. You talking about masks? That's what I want to talk about.
All right. So, Halloween 1 and 2, the original Halloween 1 and 2. A lot of people don't realize that's the same mask.
Is it?
Apparently.
Yeah. So Halloween 2.
Dick Warlock is a funny
Deborah
shaped
Hill-
head, motherfucker.
No, that's exactly it. So
Yeah,
Deborah Hill, she kept the mask under her bed, so it got worn.
Yeah,
And Dick Warlock is
I've heard that.
Stockier, and he has a rounder face, so he filled out the mask, and that's why it looks fat like that. But it's the same mask. So that's the last time they had it.
You got a pumpkin head.
Yeah.
There's a picture of, it's like a behind the scenes picture of Dick Warlock wearing like the mask from Halloween's Coke, and like you could just pass through the holes and say it looks exactly like Paul Dano. It 100% just looks like Paul Dano standing there drinking a Coke. Not to say that he's got a big head, but it's just like the way that the mask is like shaped with the lips and everything. It's like that just looks like a guy standing there. But like, why was it so hard to get like Halloween 4? That mask is goofy. Like I'm sorry, like bird, but it's like what? It's a completely different face.
It is, yeah.
bro. Like all of them. Like why is the hair so slicked back in the Mask for 5?
He looks like Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage mask.
Like kind of mullet.
Yo, have y'all seen the behind the scenes of Nicolas Cage doing that vampire movie?
Yeah.
That's Halloween 5.
Like why
Oh,
is
wow.
Halloween 5? It's like Michael's been in a coma for what, like a year? It's all very stupid. It's all very 80s sequel.
Better writing
Yeah.
than being in a
Like, what-
sewer for 4 years.
Yeah, like why did the hair on the mask grow? Like that's not.
And the neck of the mask just grew too.
That's not how it works.
Just
That's
like.
not-
Yeah.
But
And why did before we talk about the mask, but between Halloween. So why is the Halloween house in Halloween 5 like a gothic mansion?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
completely different house.
We talked about this before.
It had a laundry
But the
chute.
mask, the biggest culprit of like the shit show of mask is Halloween H2O. As much as we like the movie,
For sure.
Yes.
there's like 3 different masks,
For
4
sure.
including the one CG shot.
And they all suck. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Worst in H2O. What were we doing with like the Ross Geller, like,
Bro, he had a
Shelled up.
fro. He had a fro in H2O.
dude, yeah, so bad.
Now, if you watch the beginning scene of H2O, it's the mask from Curse of Michael Myers when he kills the nurse.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's the
And, oh
only
yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
that like Curse is so unmemorable, really. Like when I think of Curse, I don't really think of the movie. I just think of things in Curse like that suck. But like when I think of Michael Myers in Curse, I'm like, the mask is fine. At least in my head. I'm like, the mask is fine. It's like you said, the poster. It's like, yeah, that poster goes really hard. Like that's
Yeah.
the mask, more or less, from the movie.
Yeah.
We all
It's
wear
like, hey,
masks.
whoa, Shout Factory thing. Like they had to draw him, and the hair looks so fucking stupid. Like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
somebody
yeah.
got paid for that artwork.
Man.
even Resurrection, like the mask isn't god awful.
It's
not-
overproduced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's almost like- it's like, all right,
Like,
okay,
so
Queen.
we gotta talk about that scene.
I really dislike seeing
Resurrection.
his eyes.
Yeah, which one?
Like he's got
In-
rouge on his eyes, lips are like, and it's like, all right,
Bro,
Queen.
In multiple sequels, I hate seeing Michael's eyes. It was creepy in 2 when he kills that neighbor girl. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
yeah. But like every other 4 or 5, like Jamie's trying
But
to connect with him
H2, yeah.
emotionally. Yeah, H2O in the
H2O.
door window. I hate seeing his eyes.
Yeah. Over and over. Like maybe here and there. Like that's something I'll give to the new movies. You do see his eyes like on occasion. Like even in Ends, like when it's important that we're looking into the blackest eyes. It's like, okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, bro. Like even
H2O, he's just around like.
Yeah, like we didn't need the reflection of his eyes before he killed the Jumanji kid.
Yeah.
No, man.
No.
That's like this fucking CGI thing. Like, okay, maybe
It's terrible.
weird, and you had.
It's terrible as now. Go ahead, Nick.
But I'm like, it's like maybe the circumstances were like weird with H2O, and like they had to do the CGI thing. Like, okay, we're talking 1998. This is the year after Titanic came out. You really did that and looked at it and thought that's fine.
That's the one.
That would be fine.
They should have just kept that out because they didn't have it a shot. And they want to go back and reshoot it.
Yeah, come on, like how much does it cost to just like go reshoot it? Fuck.
Because what they already did, because the original mask for H2O would just look worse than the mask for Part 4. I don't know if y'all remember that. It's in some wide shots in the movie. You can see the original mask. But then it's in the original trailer when he and Lori look at each other through the door and they reshot that scene. But yeah.
I mean,
but now Resurrection.
The best look for him is the ones that they have the wide shots. You have Michael Myers just standing his figure, and when you look at the mask, you see like just the holes are black.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see no eye socket. It's just black.
I'll give the new ones that is like in every shot that like matters is like you don't see his eyes at all. Like he's coming out fully lit on fire. There's so much light, and it's still like
yeah.
No, like
black.
it's like
yep.
He's gonna fucking kill all of these
obviously not counting the original. That's hands down the best chef's kiss mask, whatever. 18 and Rob Zombie's movies are the best masks in the franchise.
Why don't we relax on the Rob Zombie? Like, this mask wasn't that. It was okay. Maybe okay. Like maybe in like the first Rob Zombie one.
Yeah, like because it starts off as the original mask. And then you get the 15 years of tethered under the floorboards wear and tear.
Yeah, it's still like you know, kind of like Bride of Chucky. It's like, wouldn't this look sick if it had like stitches on it? Like if it was like charred. I'm like, not really. I'd rather just see the mask, to be honest. And then like he gets aged Halloween 2, and he's like wearing half a mask for like most of it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. It almost works, but not really. I don't hate it. Like, I don't know. Like, in context of that movie, I don't really hate that he's walking around without a mask. I don't know. I just feel like Rob Zombie's Michael is not just the mask. Like, he's not the shape, I guess, is my argument. It almost works. Like, it's something where I'm like, okay, I can see what he's going for with this. Whereas like, no, I do not.
Take a look at y'all Instagram DM. It's all of the masks from H2O.
I don't know if I can. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know how Anchor works.
Resurrection.
I'm not
Randy's favorite scene in the movie.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Your second favorite scene. So I got to give him credit. I remember seeing Resurrection for the first time in the build-up where you see Michael Myers walking in the room. Then you see another Michael Myers right behind him. And the way that look, I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And then like, whoa, then Busta Rhymes is
Bus, baby.
How they film Michael Myers in that scene when Busta Rhymes is talking to him. I told your ass to go in the back with Nora. I left the back door unlocked, and how Michael's just standing there. How he's lit. The eyes are black. I think that's one of the most perfect scenes for Michael to be filmed ever in a horrible movie.
Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, that scene is so funny.
It is. You gotta give it that.
He yells it so hard. I left the door unlocked.
Yeah, he be talking through the mask. He's like, what are you, stupid?
And he's just standing there and he just leaves. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
damn. And he just turns around and leaves. And, like, it's stupid as fuck.
You're
But,
like,
like,
get the fuck out of Dodge. Like, no.
unlock for your ass.
Also, right quick, kind of off topic, not really now that I'm thinking about it right quick. 2002, Nick, Halloween Resurrection or Jason X, which one are you watching?
Oh, man. Those are, like,
At least Jason X is
Bang!
You know what? I'll get the next thing. I think Halloween Resurrection is fun. I just think
Yeah.
X is
Yeah.
more of
I mean-
what it is advertised to be. Like, if you said, okay, Jason X is Jason goes to space, that's 100% what happened.
Evil
Like,
gets an
he-
upgrade.
He went to space.
Amazing tagline.
As Jamie Lee Curtis, like, front and center and doing all this stuff. It's like, this is the follow-up to H2O. And it's like, that's a pretty shitty follow-up.
Nick,
Ooh.
speaking of which, y'all remember how they cut the trailer
No.
for
Kinda.
Resurrection?
No.
They had Michael Myers, like, you know, the scenes where he's in Resurrection. They had him stalking the kids, right?
Yeah.
And then they had they cut it like a door open, and it was Jamie Lee Curtis. She like, what
Yeah.
took you so long? Like she was about to say to the fucking kids.
It's kind of the same thing. Like,
Yeah, I'll find that damn trailer and send it to you. They
Yeah,
cut
I
it
need
like
to see
that.
that.
You talk about
like
you talk about deceiving trailers.
Yeah, Mr.
So
Right. Mr. Right. Yeah.
right on the cover.
So the Halloween
She's like-
franchise has always been fucking with the trailers.
I
Rocky.
mean, they definitely, like, did the Scream influence with the, like, H2O Resurrection, like, posters and stuff.
yeah.
They put, like, who's the most random? Like, let's put Tyra Banks on the poster.
Oh my
Let's
god.
put main girl on the poster. It's like, let's put Michelle Williams real big on the poster. Even though she's kind of barely in the movie. She was on Dawson's Creek. So it's like, let's put her on the poster. And it's like, yeah, they put Jamie Lee Curtis right at the tip of the knife. Like, it's about to go down. And it just didn't really. It did for like the first 15, 20 minutes, which I think are really good. Even
She went down after she kissed the mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the crazy dude walking around and he's like spouting out all the
Bro,
information.
he had
He's
all
like,
the statistics. He was mental institution Wikipedia.
that was such a cool like opening. Like Michael walks in and like hands him the knife, and then he starts saying the shit while he's walking away.
Dude, like
Like, that's
throughout
really
all of these movies, like Michael was like deceptively intelligent.
yeah. Or all of a sudden, he's living in the cave. He's getting dropped by like a little kid that's otherwise being bullied by high schoolers.
Yeah.
But he's going to the cave and just body Michael Myers. But give me that! Just kicks his ass.
So
Yeah, and like the other Michael's more like, oh,
but y'all
Go
thought I
to the
forgot
back.
though. Rocket, you thought I forgot. Jason X or Halloween Resurrection?
yeah.
Jason X. Jason X, because that's more like a comedy show. Like I saw Busta Rhymes doing Kung Fu. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Hey, bro, it was
Yeah.
foreshadowing. He was watching The Last Dragon at the beginning of the movie.
Bro, I watched The Last Dragon. That will make me Bruce Lee, bro.
Eric,
We'll whoop everybody. Smoking a
What's
cigarette.
that?
Jason or Halloween 2002?
So Jason, I mean, how many times do you see a classic slasher killer kill David Cronenberg?
Ooh,
Touche.
true.
Little effects that are better than it's given credit for. Like the head scene alone is like, man, they really like they couldn't have done that under any other circumstance. They had to go to space in the future where it's conceivable that they would have that technology. And he put the girl's head in the cryogenic ice and smashed it on the table. I'm like,
I will say this. Jason's mask in that movie was dope.
yes, regular looking Jason looked cool in Jason X. Jason,
Yes.
like metal Jason, was also pretty cool for what it was.
Yeah.
But like regular Jason was also kind of cool.
The Friday the 13th series always kept Jason looking consistently badass as compared to Michael Myers always looking like a mess.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Michael.
Oh, Jason X. I'm sorry, I think I put myself on mute. So the comparison, the tongue in cheek, like when they went into the virtual reality and they had the teenagers, and they're like, "Oh, we love premarital sex," and then that part that he was banging them with the sleeping bag.
Yep.
I mean, the movie knew it was silly.
Yeah.
It knew it was
For sure.
what it was.
Do it.
But
There is less of that.
And the chick from season 1 of Chucky that played like the main kid's aunt was in Jason X.
That's Lexa Doge. I forget her name.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to her. Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
No.
Chucky, the first season of Chucky is really, 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 like, it's way better than you would. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It's like Resurrection. It's like there's really no way to look at it. Like, I've seen some people like, maybe it was almost like a meditation on, like, the changing of times and, like, our obsession with technology. And I'm like, no.
In 2002.
A new thing. Like, they were like, what's something we haven't done in 2002?
Yeah.
While we're waiting for Dream 4.
Reality TV, the real world, and shit like that was popping. And they were just like, hey, let's do this in the Myers house.
Yeah. It doesn't not work. Like, it's a thing. Like, it's like, well, that's a concept, I guess. Fuck it. And I'm like, it's probably as good as it would have been. It's just kind of a dumb concept.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like Jason Goes to Space. It's like, well, that's a dumb idea. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's have some fun.
Like it probably ever.
And what's with... I want to ask y'all that, Halloween Resurrection. What's the old boy name from, is it Save the Last Dance?
Sean Patrick Thomas.
Sean Patrick Thomas.
What's with that special credit of his?
No idea, because he was main cast.
You know what I'm talking about, Randy? It said, like, and a
With-
special appearance by Sean.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
I noticed
some
that.
silly credit like that.
I noticed that last week.
Yeah. Like, everybody was fighting for the had to be and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Run. Featuring Tyra Banks.
Right.
Also,
and special appearance also.
With a
I
special
love when they do that. And this person. And also featuring
Thomas. And
So here's my question. Here's my question. So even though since Halloween Ends, we know it's not the last one, do you think the granddaughter leaving Haddonfield, when they do a new one, do you think she's in it?
Nope. Because it can't be related.
what's the point?
Yeah.
I struggle. It was like, yes, we're going to do a fourth one.
I think
Get ready. What is the point to...
Unless they renew that new contract, which I think they won't do. It'll be a hard reboot.
2030, 2032, whenever we get the next Halloween movie, I think it'll be the second official remake.
5 years.
I think it'll be the second official remake.
We need Frederick back. Like, find a way to do a new Freddy.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I was talking to a buddy about that. Look how dormant those series, especially Freddy. There's no excuse for Freddy because Jason is in, like, legal limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Freddy, what's the deal with Freddy? It's been like, it's over 10 years, right?
Come on, New Line.
Yep. Been 12 years.
The
12
last
years.
appearance Freddy has made is on that TV show, The Goldbergs.
Granted, like Robert Englund was just in Stranger Things, old as fuck. Turn that fucking alarm off.
I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, but like,
He's not that.
it's social media not accepting a new actor playing Freddy. Like, Jackie Earle Haley was great. The movie might not have been, say what you will, but he was great.
He was good. Like, he was good for what that movie
Yes.
was. It's like a
He took it back
like
to menacing and less jokey, fuck you up, I'm here for the blood.
Yeah, for what it was, yeah, I agree. Like, he was, but it's just like Freddy Krueger is like an institution. It's like changing Ronald McDonald. It's like, no, he's the clown with the red hair. He's not fucking the Terrifier clown. I was saying, it's like making him wear like mime paint. It's like, no, that's not Ronald McDonald. That's new, different.
Pennywise also has red hair.
Yeah, but it's like Freddy Krueger. It's like it worked ish, but yeah, the movie was just Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street was just absolutely a movie that did not need to be remade
No.
at all. Like you didn't need to touch that concept in any other way. Not that you else, but there are different approaches. But Nightmare on Elm Street is like there's nothing to add to that concept. Like they did it.
Like the one thing I didn't like about the remake of that was how they showed how he got burnt down by the parents and all this other stuff.
They did a Halloween 07 for Freddy.
Yeah. So basically, we already knew the backstory. Once you know it, sometimes knowing it and not seeing it works way better.
Yeah.
Knowing that backstory.
Which in itself wasn't original because they showed the backstory in the old TV show. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yep, I remember this. Yeah.
Yep. But it's like, there's something about like, it's like first, it's like an implication. It's like they're saying like he was like a child molester, which was something that was supposed to be in the original, and they cut it out.
Into a child killer.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, he's child molester or something. But there's an implication throughout the movie that he might have been innocent.
Yo, if they'd had the balls to say he was as innocent the whole time and just straight revenge.
For a while, like watching the movie, I was more interested in the concept. It's like now he's taking out his revenge on the parents. But then they were like, no, actually, he's a kitty diddler. And, and it's like, oh. That's why that one kind of swings and misses to me.
Yeah, but wasn't the TV series, was it for like Freddy's Nightmares or something like that?
Yep, that's exactly it. Freddy's Nightmares.
Right. There's a couple episodes on the Blu-ray set that I watched. I think it was like a couple of years ago. But they never made a Michael Myers TV show that I remember. They did Friday the 13th series.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to Randy before we jumped on was, if you think about it, they got a Pennywise documentary coming out. They have a Jason, it's called Camp Crystal Lake Memoirs, that is out. They have a Freddy, was it a Nightmare on Elm Street one as well that's out.
Yeah, Never Sleep Again one. That's a great documentary.
Yep. They don't have one for Michael Myers or the Halloween franchise at all, which is kind of odd.
Wasn't there one for like the original movie, but like not really the series? I feel like there was one for like the 25th anniversary or something. I could be making this up in my head.
Yeah, it's just probably a making of type something, not really in depth like those.
Like a chronicle. But
because I know the Camp Crystal Lake Memoirs. They even said like when they created Jason, or when they were creating that franchise, they basically were ripping off.
They copied.
For sure.
No shame.
1000%.
There's the thing on Netflix. It's like the movie that made us or
I
whatever.
brought that up.
I
brought that up.
That one about Friday the 13th, that's basically what they said. They're like, it was 100% just cashing in on Halloween success, as were
everything else.
Everything that came out in the 80s. Like, there's so many. Than like the classic staples, there's so many. Graduation Day, Prom Night, all these movies that were just kind of like, let's fuck it. Like this one they're at a school, this one they're at a slumber party and there's a massacre. This one they're at the prom. This one they're it's all. But most of them are in their own.
Like 1981 in itself, the market was flooded with slashers. It was
that's why Halloween. Like, well, gotta make a Halloween 2 and show these little kids who's boss around here.
But I mean, John Carpenter. I mean, he was way ahead of his time. Because look, Halloween was supposed to be a B flick. Prom Night was supposed to be a B flick. The Fog was supposed to be a B flick, and all those were mainstream movies.
I was like, I feel like we didn't gush about the original Halloween enough on it.
Like, right.
5 minutes left.
Everybody know what it is. We don't need to.
5 minutes left. Go for it.
It's so good. Like, even still, like, not even just on some, like, bullshit, like, oh, it's a classic, so it's good. Like, not every classic holds up beautifully.
Right. It's a well-made film.
Yeah,
Halloween is every year.
bruh.
It's just and the atmosphere is perfect.
It's made for pocket lint. It's one of the best scores of all time. There's
Mhm.
minimal blood. Like Rocket said, no, there's not even a murder until the last
This is a great level of
20 some odd
suspense
minutes.
and
Yeah.
Perfect
Just-
editing.
That simple buying into the concept of like somebody's watching you, whether you know, like where Tommy's at school and the little kid runs downstairs and he grabs the kid,
Yeah.
and then just kind of walks, and it's like that's so much creepier than just like, oh, it's a bad guy. Oh, it's a bad guy. Like you really think, especially works. That concept works in any day and age because
Mhm.
that you are being fucked with and you don't even know it is always scary. That idea,
Bruh, yeah.
like you will always be afraid of the dark. Like that, the idea that
Yeah.
you are home in the dark and somebody is chilling in your house and you don't know it is always scary. And that movie like does that.
Dude,
Lol.
when he drives
Yep.
past, when he pops out from behind the bush, he's looking at her from outside the clothesline. All the setup, like it's all set up and it's all effective.
Yeah, the payoff is excellent.
Looking at her from outside the school.
She's doing the laundry and she like closes the door. She walks past the door and you just like see his face like in
Yeah.
the window. Like, every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, it's just a little subtle music. Music is perfect. It
Yes.
is one of the top scores of all time. Not just because it pops, like not just because like, oh shit, it's perfect for the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, bro, just like
Movie and
6-year-old Michael reaching in the drawer and grabbing the knife. Nee.
Yeah, the tracking, the one single track and point of view shot. This is good filmmaking.
And one of my
Yes.
favorite scenes too is like when they they stop by. I forgot Corey's friends whose dad is like the chief of police, and he's like, yeah, some kid stole
Annie.
the random mask. If you look in the background, Michael Myers wasn't even fine. He's in the government car and he just goes
Yeah,
straight
just driving
by.
past.
But right
Like,
behind
goes
Loomis.
right by.
it's little things like that. It's like you notice that even like 40 years later.
No,
It's like
bro,
I've been watching that. for
That's what
years.
like Michael's following the two girls, and he knows like he like you know what he's thinking. Oh shit, this is the store I robbed. Let me pull over right quick.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's so good. And not even just like being like, well, it's a classic, so it's good. Because like the original Friday the 13th is good. It's not a great movie.
I was gonna say it's
not,
mid in comparison.
in terms of like it actually being like amazing. Like it's not amazing. Like the original Halloween is so good.
Look,
Like,
ranking like the big behemoth horror franchises. I rank every original first except Friday the 13th.
That Friday the 13th, yeah.
Jason Lives is better than the
Yes.
original. But yeah, like it's so good in that minimalist concept. Like it never worked better. Like even in like I would say like controversially, even in like Psycho. Psycho is so good and such a classic. It's probably my favorite Hitchcock movie for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But have to tack on so much extra stuff with Psycho. Not necessarily to make it scary, but it isn't just as simple as, oh my god, she's taking a shower and she's stabbed now. There's so much extra layers. It's like the clown pulling the thing sleeve. It's like there's so much more to Psycho. It's like, and it's a guy in a dress, and his mother's dead, and he's obsessed with his mother, and he's actually a killer. And Halloween is just simple. Like it is literally just, oh, you're babysitting?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, oh, you're having sex? Fuck you. I'm gonna put your boyfriend's on, and it's me now. Like,
that's
it's just,
but that's why it works, because in the beginning of the movie it sets the whole thing up.
Yeah.
You know, the boyfriend taking his sister up the stairs. He sees that. You know what I mean? It sets it all up.
he's wearing the sheet for no. It's just like it's gonna
With the glasses.
Yeah.
be great. You walk back in the bedroom in the sheet and the glasses, and she's gonna flash her business. It's gonna be great. It's a great choice. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. Why did he do this? Who gives a shit? It's gonna be great when she thinks it's her boyfriend, and then he's gonna kill her while she's on the phone. It's gonna be great. She's gonna get in the car. He's already there. Like it's great. It doesn't matter that he doesn't know that she's gonna get in the car. He's already there. It's scary.
But that's what makes it great. Those little subtleties, like she tried to get in the car, couldn't get in, didn't have the keys.
Yeah.
Goes in,
He's already there.
Grabs the keys. She opens up the door,
and it's open.
That's when she realized it's open. That's when she realized it's open and it's foggy inside. By the time she realized that, it was already open.
Yeah, that's the only
Yep.
one of the only things in the original Halloween that I like make fun of is like when he kills what's her name in the car. She doesn't just like die like a normal human. She goes,
oh, cross-eyed.
yeah. And for whatever
And that sick bastard is like murdered the dog.
Yeah.
Gotta eat.
Good. Dog's barking. Shut up, and then it's like
You just see his legs. I'm like, damn.
But she implies that he was getting some ass or something.
It was so fun. Kills. I remember laughing in Kills at the beginning because they're in that empty house. The cop walks in and he goes, "There's a dead dog in here." Nothing. And then, like they move on, and I started laughing because the girl I was with had just watched the movies, and I just started laughing. I was like, "That's the dog."
Yeah. It's like Lumen. Like we knew that dog was there.
Yeah, there's a dead dog in here. What?
Like,
Nothing.
they kept that broken window when that piece crashes into it.
Yeah, there was love in Kills. Like there were little things that, like, not to talk about too much, but that's why I kind of liked Kills more because I was like, I didn't expect flashbacks. I didn't expect flashbacks with new actors. With Lonnie, I was Lonnie.
Get your ass away from there.
Yeah, like Lonnie, that's the kid. Like it took me a minute. I was like, this is going in ways I didn't expect. That was a way that I enjoyed. It was like, oh, you subverted my expectation.
It felt like a follow-up.
Yeah, not this horse shit. Like, oh, it subverted your expectation. It's like, no, I expected Michael to be in his movie.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, children, everybody loves the 1978 original. We know this. Tell us what you thought about Halloween Ends. Jump in the comments. If you loved it, vouch for it, defend it. If you hated it, tell us why you agree with us. What sequel, what mask do you like? Do you hate? Jump in this motherfucker, talk about the Halloween franchise. I'm going to end this episode. We're going to come back on October 30th and talk something else horror. I don't know what yet. It is Rec League Podcast. Yo. All of the praise and complimentaries do shower me. You Dorothy's been lying, and that shit is cowardly. Ever since I first heard Andre, y'all been jamming. Constantly going over your head, my bars you can examine. But you motherfuckers is cowards. But play the tough facade like you Henry Bowers. Running this podcast and talking movie shit, I'm just trying to be happy, like Stan and Judy's kid. Young dudes today use the internet trying to create a new reality. But that's not real life, and that's the fabric of actuality. I know that y'all admire game and are inspired by my rhyming, but I've heard what you motherfuckers spit, and y'all are terrible like Ivan. You're not slick or clever, man, y'all sure not fast. I'ma turn around when the bottle spins so y'all could kiss my ass. And chill until the next episode.